I told y'all this day would come. I told y'all for maybe close to 4 years that this would happen. And for saying it, I was called out my name. I was accused of being this and that for simply communicating the truth. The truth about Showtime boxing, the truth about their viewing figures. I was called out my name many times for telling y'all what y'all couldn't see yet, or what some people didn't want to see. Johnny, what it do? Emma, what it do? Juan, que lo que, manín? Lucius, ya tú sabes. Emma, all the way in the UK. Shout out to Emma, I love you. Rolas, ya tú sabes, manín. Midwest Boxing, we outside, B. We outside. We inside, but we outside. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say it to be spiteful. The things that I said, I didn't say what I was saying to be mean or any of those things. I said it because it's a fact. I said it because I know how this works. I know how this works, and I knew, based on the trend that I was seeing, at the end of the deal, the people above Stephan Espinoza's pay grade, they're going to look at that and say, why should we keep spending money on this? How is this helping our bottom line? All platforms, whether they show sports or not, they want long-term sustained viewership. They want long-term viewership, long-term subscribers, right? Matter of fact, let me let it Julio jump on. I'm about to shoot you the link right now, bro. About to shoot you the link right now. Shout out to my man Julio in the building. My man Leo in the building. Jose Hernandez, ya tú sabes, manín. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say what I said to be mean. I said what I said because it's a fact. I said what I said because I know how this works. I know that if you continually have declining viewership, right? At the next year, they're going to give you less money to play. Your annual budget will begin to shrink because the higher ups, the people above Stephan, are going to look at that and say, well, what are we spending so much money on that for? We're not getting much in return. So what you then have to ask yourself is, well, why is the viewership declining? Why was it, where did they go wrong? What did they do wrong that they shouldn't have done? And what they did wrong is you don't make fights that people want to see, and you don't make fights in a timely fashion. You operate on the assumption that you have 5 years to waste marinating fights that don't need to be marinated, fights that need to happen in a timely fashion. That's the first place you fucked up. That you don't have 2 to 3 years or 4 years to be marinating no Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. No, that's a prime example of how you fucked up. That's not a fight that you should build over 4 years. You waited to do that. You waited 4 years to do that, to the point where neither guy had a belt. And I don't want to get too much into the specifics because it's the practice. That this is what they do with practically every single fight. You apply that Maypac formula to every single fight. And no, you can't do that because while Manny and Floyd, while they didn't fight each other, they had alternatives that still brought in good metrics, like Miguel Cotto, like Shane Mosley, so on and so forth. Whereas these guys don't have that luxury. So when you're trying to superimpose that formula to every single fight, you're shortchanging the subscribers, you're shortchanging your broadcast partner, and at the end of the deal, the people above Stephan, they're going to look at that and say, well, why should we spend so much money on this throughout the year when this is what we're getting in return? We're not getting much in return.
Jules, I think you're hitting on the exactly the right points. Like, it's not rocket science. Their product is fucking garbage. That's why they're out of business. And you mentioned Shane Mosley and Miguel Cotto, and I think you make another excellent point. They're trying to retrofit that model to their current stable. Miguel Cotto and Shane Mosley are bona fide legends. What they have now on their fucking roster, dog shit. Absolute dog shit. And that's why they failed.
One at a
They
time.
trying to fucking treat these guys like Floyd.
Now, go ahead, Julio. Finish your point. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna wrap up like that. Like they're trying to. It's exactly how you said. They're trying to retrofit that model to these garbage ass fighters. People like Frank Martin who like to duck opponents, duckers, motherfuckers who like to avoid fighters, who fight twice a year. They're trying to like superimpose that model onto these garbage ass fighters, and of course, it's not gonna work. It never was supposed to work.
Yeah, like
Well,
they thought that because that worked with Mayweather and Pacquiao, which it did. It was the highest grossing fight of all time. The disconnect is that's a one size fits all answer for every situation, and it's not, because many of the fighters you're using, I mean, many of the fighters you have, right? While using this formula, they don't have the following that Floyd had. They don't have the following that Manny had. So in the meantime, you're just filling the air with bullshit. You're just filling the air with bullshit that nobody wants to see. Whereas Pacquiao versus Cotto, that did good at the box office. Mayweather versus Cotto, that did good at the box office. Mayweather versus Mosley, that did good at the box office. Whereas what you've been doing with these guys, it's shit. It's pure shit. And I've been saying it the whole time that you guys are celebrating Gervonta, for example, bringing in what, 225,000 buys on a network that had upwards at that time of 33 million subscribers. Well, that is less than zero when you do the math. That is less than zero. It's way down there. So when the people that are in charge of dispersing the money and assigning an annual budget, whatever their titles are, when they look at that, they're going to say, why are we spending money on this? It's not bringing us anything back. That is what led to the demise of Showtime. No quality control. In one word, well, in one sentence, no quality control. You put whatever bullshit out there and just hoped for the best instead of fixing the problem. Your matchmaking needs to be better. The content needs to be better. The fighters, hey, listen, you better get ambitious, motherfucker, because we're not giving out money out here. That's another thing you did.
On pay-per-view.
That's
it's
another
worse
thing.
than that, though, Jules. It's worse than that, because even when they did put on the fights they were marinating, Crawford versus Spence, did that do anywhere near the numbers to justify the marination? No.
Thank
No.
And people want to
That
see
did
the
the
No.
same as with Carlo versus Canelo that nobody asked for.
Yeah, real talk, you're falling in and out. And to bolster up Jason's point, you got Misfits Boxing on an application called The Zone getting $1.3 million, 1.3 million views as per for a non-boxing related fights, right? Not boxing that is classical boxing, right? And you had a fight that's marinated for 5 years that did 650,000 pay-per-view buys, which is basically Canelo's lowest on the lower side of a Canelo pay-per-view. You know how abysmal that is, and the metric that we need to expose as the demise of Showtime Boxing was Gervonta Tank Davis's resume, right? This guy is considered by the people over there as the face of boxing. If you are the face of boxing, your metrics should be higher than Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez financially is the consensus number one in terms of the pay-per-view king, right? He brings in the most money in boxing outside of Anthony Joshua, which is they're interchangeable entities, right? But be that as it may, you don't have any Vasily Lomachenko, Tevin Farmer, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. You don't have any guys that you could have definitely did high pay-per-views on your resume. You like I said, how many years do you have to over marinate a fight, which should have been done within a couple months? Like, let's really look at it. Caleb Plant, David Benavidez should not have taken that long at all. Like what was the point of that? What was the point? Like, literally, Gervonta Tank Davis.
The point of it
could have
was so as to create the illusion that PBC has the most champions. So they avoided putting champions in fights together to avoid anybody losing their O, or to create this illusion that they're the best, and it was all crap.
But
Well,
real
that's
talk,
Let me say
you
this. Now
mentioned-
let me say this one at a time. Let me say this. See, this is the thing. It would be okay if you were marinating fights that actually delivered, but unfortunately, Crawford versus Spence, that's a prime example. You're telling me that you held out for 5 years so that you could bring in between 6 and 7? For that, you might as well have did it in 2018. They could have used the metrics then. This problem that led to this, it's not something that happened last year or the year before that or the year before that. This was years in the making, many, many years. And you can go back to 2018 and say, okay, well, you guys, because that's when the conversation became a conversation. This is just one example. There are many that you guys waited until 2023 to do Crawford versus Spence so that it wouldn't sell 1 million buys, over 1 million buys. Well, for that, you could have did it then. Then you apply that formula, that same logic to Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. Wait a minute. One at a time. You had 2 champions, unbeaten, no politics, no bureaucracy. They're both your fighters. You could have made that in 2019. For selling what you sold 4 years later, you could have did it then when they were champions. Why didn't you? And it's because you keep applying this Mayweather formula to fighters that are not Mayweather, that are not Manny. You don't have the following that Floyd had to where in the mean in between time while you build the fight, you still have other great fights. You keep trying to convince people that these other fights are great fights. They're not. Nobody cares about David Benavidez versus David Lemieux. Are you out of your fucking mind? They didn't even give Gennady Golovkin credit when he fought him, but we're supposed to lose it because David just fought him? And it's pure childishness from people who don't know how to balance a fucking checkbook talking about business. Brody, a lot of y'all ain't even the head of y'all household. Shut the fuck up. It's fucking childish.
But also, even
Ouch.
Go ahead, Julio.
Even purely in boxing terms, like the Spence shit is crazy to me because one, they could have stretched the trilogy out of that if they had fought earlier. Now Spence has no payday left and no fucking network. You fucked him over. These motherfuckers don't know shit about. Listen to Steven Espinosa talk about boxing. Like this was always a fucking time bomb waiting to blow up. These motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing, and that's why they failed. They don't know how to make good fights.
It's not even that they don't know shit about boxing. You have the idiots who supported them, and that's who that was for. They're like, fam, stop pretending you know what you're talking about just to have something to say. You don't know what you're talking about, all right? First off, you forget boxing. You don't know life, let alone boxing. Shut the fuck up, all right? A lot of you motherfuckers ain't even buying none of this shit that y'all hyping up. You're the example that I'm talking about. Fans that don't buy pay-per-views are not fans. They are thieves. It's very fucking simple, all right? You need our money. You need Julio's money. You need Chris's money. You need Drew's money. You need Michael's money. You don't need these morons on boxing Twitter that don't know shit about boxing or business. Why are dudes that don't have no kind of business talking about business? What fucking business do you run?
Jules, it's worse than that. Jules, hang on. Let me go, Chris. Let me go real quick. It's worse than that, Jules, because the only people who made money off of PBC from all the fighters who lost money not taking fights, the networks to put them on, are the dorks who ran the YouTube channels and got those YouTube donation videos.
Drew just joined us. Drew, prime example. I told these fucking clowns, and it's almost like it took them 2 years to understand what we was talking about 2-3 years ago. That Wilder versus Fury 2 sold more pay-per-views than Wilder versus Fury 1, but that pay-per-view lost money. That's bad for business. You're better off selling 200,000 pay-per-views that make money than selling 800,000 pay-per-views that lose money. Both those last 2 fights lost money, but you had people argue, no, that was big. No, it wasn't big. Don't you fucking understand that if you lost money, it wasn't big, that you overshot it, that you overestimated the sales, and all you did was cost people money? Now, moving forward, advertising boxing in America becomes a hot potato that somebody might look at like, yeah, we'll fuck with it a little bit, but we ain't about to make a big commitment because you done been on NBC, you done been on Fox, you done been on FS1, you done been on Spike, you done been on ITV, and you can't make it work. This was a decision.
Well,
understand this.
that's PBC though. Like, real quick, I hate to cut you off, but I think that we need to like draw the line here, where it's like, look, stop letting these motherfuckers fail upwards. I don't give a fuck if Amazon Prime wants to pick up a boxing network. Don't do PBC. They suck. Give someone else a chance. Let someone else, a smaller promoter,
wait.
have that opportunity to make a good product, or get the geniuses at Showbox. Fuck PBC. Stop letting people fail upwards and stop bailing them out. If they can't be successful in Showtime, they can't be successful.
Everything is one at a time. One at a time. It's too chaotic. One at a time. Everything is a personal best with these fucking mongoloids. Like literally. Oh, thanks though. Like, yo, dog, are you fucking retarded, bro?
Yes,
That network. Like this is simple. This is a math equation that you could literally do on a napkin. If the average subscriber count on Showtime is between 28 and 33 million, right? If your average viewership is between 2 and 400,000, that's less than zero. That means you contribute less than zero. Does that sound good? That you contribute?
Critical thinkers, Jules. That's the problem.
That's okay. No, it's okay.
Well, that's the only reason they're even paying fans, because these people aren't critical thinkers.
And I gotta ask you guys a question. After
Hey, yo, watch your fucking mouth, Chris.
Yeah, watch your fucking tone, baby. Yeah, but I'm saying this, guys. Yo, don't you think it's also their fault for pricing the pay-per-view so highly? Because
everything's their fault.
No, I'll put it this way. Let me address the pay-per-view thing, right? Let me address the pay-per-view thing. The pay-per-view thing was a symptom of a problem. Understand that. The pay-per-views, the abundance of pay-per-views was the symptom of a problem, not the problem itself. The reason it's a symptom is because you ended up putting everything on pay-per-view because your budget shrunk. Now, why did your budget shrink? Because the views are low. Why are the views low? Because your content sucks. That's why. It's not that. The real problem is your content sucks.
Well, that's stuck in a vicious cycle.
Exactly. The reason that you had to end up putting everything on pay-per-view is because the people above you are not giving you enough money to play. Why? It's because your content sucks. Fights like Benavidez versus Plant, right? On regular Showtime, not pay-per-view, that brings in over 1 million viewers. That is where that belongs. A fight like Gervonta Davis versus Hector Garcia, that brings in over 1 million viewers. On pay-per-view, it doesn't bring 500,000 viewers in. So what does that tell you? It belongs on regular Showtime. And if you were putting more of the fights on regular Showtime, well, then you'd bring in the viewership that would have kept you on the platform. So then you ask, why isn't it on regular Showtime? Because this fucking clown thinks he's a star. He thinks he's supposed to get 7-8 figures every time he fights. And instead of
jerking off his ego,
there it is. Instead of telling him, hey, listen, buddy, we don't got that for you. And you don't belong on pay-per-view. If we put you on pay-per-view, this is what this is going to do. So you have two options. You either fight or go somewhere else. Simple.
That's what
Tough love.
That's why I've been saying this for the longest time. If they think they are what they are, and if they're on pay-per-view let's give them 2 or 3 times. And if that base viewership is 300K, I would say, yo, if you ever want to get any money from us, you're going to have to fight this guy on regular Showtime for this money, because you don't bring that in, or you're off our platform. We are cutting the fat off the platform, and hey, you're going to have to really fight some real fighters, because let's really look at it. The majority of these motherfuckers who be talking about I'm a pay-per-view star wouldn't even survive the top-ranked prospect upbringing at all. Like, what the fuck? Like, some of these dudes couldn't even survive what Jared Anderson is fighting right now, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck. I just got to say real quick, my neighbor upstairs is a piece of fucking ass. And my girl even said we should try to talk to her, Jules. So
listen, bro. Menage a trois, bro. All right, you better get in there and stick. You better tongue punch that bitch right in her brown eye.
Make it happen.
But real quick, I want to know
pre-workout though, bro. You got to make sure to bust that first one first.
Exactly.
Real though.
Well, no, Jules knows I'm on the ped, so we good to go right now.
Good to go out here, B. We love peds on Ring IQ.
I just want to know, fellas. We all want to know, when Jules got the official word, did he go streaking?
Yo, you know, I should have, but you know, there's kids outside. There's a school bus, the neighbors. Listen, this is the main thing. First, let me read the super chat. Real Chico, shout out to Real Chico, who says, "On point, more than many others. I appreciate you, bro." Shout out to Country. Country can't be with us right now, but he says, "Oh my, Showtime is gone. Tisk tisk, you called it." Shout out to you, Country. Ma Bustamante says, "Though Espinoza and PBC ruined Showbox, it's sad to see another go. It's where we saw Castillo, Corrales, Marquez Vasquez, and a ton of Tyson fights." Now, back to what we were talking about. The real problem was quality control. The real issue that seeing a bunch of pay-per-views, that was only a symptom. The numbers going down, that was only a system. A symptom. The main problem is your content sucks. And because there's a couple of YouTubers that are willing to lie about it, or a couple of people that live in somebody else's house that were lying about it, the truth is going to come out sooner or later, dog. These broadcast networks don't give a fuck about canceling a show, especially these days. They don't care. TV and how people consume content is changing, and you need to deliver the best numbers you can every time. That means you don't have 2 years to marinate this fight between these two obscure athletes who most of the American public doesn't know anyway. You need to crack some eggs to make an omelet. Somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. You cannot coddle them both. And that's what they've been doing. Coddling Leo Santa Cruz, coddling Gary Russell, coddling Javante Davis, coddling Jermall Charlo. It's like, bruh, how is this sustainable? How?
And I'm gonna break some news. Jules already knows this. What I was told, why this DAZN information came out, I got this from a manager. He has 2 championship fighters and a UFC fighter, and that's a champion. That the Amazon deal is strictly pay-per-view, which is why the DAZN talks are happening, because Amazon don't give a fuck if it's not Canelo or Tank.
Oh no, I mean, I could tell you, I can tell you this. There is a possibility that Amazon distributes the pay-per-views and the regular fighters go somewhere else. That's a possible deal structure.
Yes, and
it's
what
a
I was
possibility.
also told, Jules, is Heyman's dangling Tank and Canelo the same way he dangled Floyd to get that investor money.
And I would say, this is what I would say. Even Canelo does not represent a great enough value for you to use him as a bargaining chip the way you are. See, this is what he doesn't want to do, but this is what he needs to do. You need to go to where the sports fans are, the sports fans. And I see a lot of people hyping up Amazon. I just have a question. How many American boxing fans go to Amazon for boxing?
Shit.
Zero.
Probably not.
No, just tell me. Just
Amazon
give
do
me somebody.
football?
No, but boxing fans. How many American boxing fans go to Amazon when they want to see a boxing match?
Zero. And it's going to be the same thing that they did with Showtime, probably
There you go.
even worse.
There you
Because
go.
Amazon Prime, a lot of people don't have it. I don't know the numbers for Amazon Prime, but I would say this. There's more people who have Showtime than they have Amazon Prime. And mind you, Showtime is on cable.
No. It's no. Listen, Amazon Prime has them beat out in terms of subscribers, right? But they do this. It's like you can see that, yo, dog. Like a lot of y'all motherfuckers is really fucking stupid, and it's not even funny that y'all walking around being that stupid. Yes, Amazon has in excess of 100 million subscribers. Now do the math for me, buddy. How many of the 100 million are boxing fans?
Zero divided by.
Well, shit, how many of them are even going to be watching Amazon Video?
Eso es lo que, manín,
like
eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo, que ideally there are 2 places that would be ideal for the PBC to go based on what they specialize in. One is ESPN, the biggest sports network in the country, and the DAZN app that caters to what? Sports.
But see, the problem with both of those options is both of those options admit defeat.
Of course, but pride comes just before the fall. They don't want to go.
Let them
where
go down in flames.
They don't want to go. They don't want to go out sad or whatever it is. But the reality of it is, it would be beneficial to the market. It would be beneficial to the industry if there were more consolidation, because more doors open. All right, you can go to Peacock, for example, And you can go to Amazon and keep doing what you were doing, and it's going to work out the same way. The same thing is going to happen. Boxing is not, you can't put a dividing line in what the market wants. If the market wants a PBC fighter versus a top-ranked fighter, you have to cater to the market. The market doesn't cater to you. A fight is not interesting to me because Leonard says it is. No, I tell Leonard that this is what I want. And if you want my money, that's what you got to make, bro. Y'all ain't getting booted off of Showtime because of how great the numbers were. You're not. All you can be now is a good addition to, right? It's not that you have no value, it's you don't have enough value to stand alone. You don't.
The whole
I'm really afraid
was flawed.
Yeah, I'm really afraid that they would go to Amazon, and they might be able to convince Amazon because of three things: Canelo Alvarez on his own, the Crawford Spence fight, and T Street talked about this earlier in his stream, how he was like, this convinced him more than ever that Canelo Crawford is a thing because that's the fight they'll sell them on, and most importantly, the Inoue Fulton fight did massive numbers on Amazon Prime Japan. Like, massive numbers.
Well, let me decipher that for you for a second. I'll do this for you. People in Japan, not America, people in Japan watch boxing matches on Amazon Prime. People in America don't. People in America would sooner see a boxing match on ESPN. And where do they show his fights in America? ESPN. Who's his American broadcast? Who's his American promoter? Top Rank. So the whole thing about I saw it. I saw Mongoloids again. It's always the fucking Mongoloids. Inui PBC. Like, are you? Yo, you can't be this fucking stupid. How is that possible for you to be that fucking stupid? How? It's very simple. The market you're in,
and fellas,
that's what. One at a time. One at a time. The market you're in dictates where you should go. So if you're in America, yes, you're much better off on ESPN than Amazon because people in America don't use Amazon to watch boxing matches. Common sense. Is it that common sense died while I was asleep? Like,
can I say something?
It died a long time ago. Real quick,
people,
though, like,
people use
don't even
Amazon
know.
to buy draws. They don't fucking use it to watch sports.
A lot of people don't use Amazon to watch content. Like that. Think about this. They got 144 million subscribers. They only get 10 to 13 million to watch football once a week.
Bro, what are you talking about? Amazon Fire Sticks is what they use.
No, because you can, like, for example, I have a small monitor there, right? I have a small monitor that I use when I want to prop it up and watch two things at the same time. And you use a Fire Stick for that. The ideal use of a Fire Stick is if you don't have a smart TV or if you have a smaller TV that has an HDMI, you can view all the apps you're already subscribed to on the Fire Stick. Like, I have a huge smart TV over there in the bedroom, and another one I gave my kids my smaller smart TV for their room, right? And I have this smaller monitor, which is not a smart TV, and that's what the Fire Stick is really for. Now, whoever the fuck has all that background noise, mute yourself, please, because that shit is irritating me.
There go Chris with the fucked up mic.
There go Chris with the fucked up mic. Listen, the point is that you need to go where the sports fans are. You didn't wind up here by accident. You were on a story-based network where the majority of subscribers are literally there for TV shows. They're not there for sports. The majority of Amazon subscribers, they are not there for sports. I've already seen these idiots starting up like, bro, I'm subscribed to Amazon. Ask me how many sports I watch on Amazon. You fucking moron. What is wrong with the best deal for me? What I would hope for, let them go to DAZN. Why? Everybody on DAZN is there for sports. Everybody on ESPN is. When you go to ESPN, are you there to watch Seinfeld? Are you there to watch Friends? Are you there to watch MASH? No,
I'm there to
You're
watch.
fucking there to watch sports.
They're to watch Women's Olympics.
There's another point as well. Let's not forget, with DAZN, you're open to so many more international markets. So many more. Let's not forget that, you know. But
yeah, but see, you're not wrong. But the PBC and the people who like PBC They've made an entire sort of fucking argument that like the rest of the world doesn't matter when it comes to boxing. So fuck PBC on the zone. They don't deserve that slot. Let Golden Boy stay there. Fuck PBC. They don't deserve it. They haven't made the fight.
One at a time. I'll tell you why I would prefer that PBC go to the zone. All right. Whether I like it or not, I'm a content creator. Wherever they go, I may have to subscribe to them. For example, we know that whatchamacallit just jumped into bed with Peacock. As a content creator, yeah, I'm gonna have to subscribe to them if I want to talk about their fights and follow their fighters and follow their careers and the whole shebang-a-bang. So to me, it's more value for money, not just to me, the content creator, but also to all of you, the subscribers, the real consumers, the real people that spend money in boxing. It's value for money if you can get 3 different brands of boxing, one platform. And every single subscriber on DAZN, they are not there to see weeds. They are not there to see fucking Jake. What's that fucking thing with this guy, man? He beats people up. I forget the name of the show. Ray Donovan. I was about to say Jake Donovan.
Jake
He's going around beating the shit out of people, man.
You know, another thing, Jules, I was thinking about.
But we just talked about how they're not good at selling boxing. They're not good at making matches, matchmaking. What they sell, we talked about before, they sell lifestyles. Who gives them? I don't give a fuck about that.
That's not the point. The point is that in order to stimulate the market, one at a time, fellas, in order to stimulate the market, right now, consolidation is key. Consolidation is the name of the game, and that's where everything is going. That's why Paramount, whoever fucking mic that is, do something, please. Consolidation is the name of the game right now, and that's why Paramount absorbed Showtime, because you need to focus on what works. Well, sports should be on a sports platform. You shouldn't have fucking sports on a story-based network that relies on stories and sitcoms and dramas to attain viewers. No, sports need to be with sports. So it would be a great addition to the catalog of sports on a DAZN or an ESPN if PBC went there. See, I don't really want to have to subscribe to fucking Peacock, right? That's annoying. And if I feel that way, so do most people. Like, oh God, another fucking subscription. Another one? I don't want another subscription.
Yeah, another subscription. Stop being a bitch. Subscribe, nigga.
Fuck up. But you know what's funny? I know one of the main reasons they don't want it to go to the zone, because like we've been the same. We're the only ones that buy everybody's fights. Like I bought Ugas, but we bought that bullshit, Jules. And they know going to the zone, we're gonna have to get more pay-per-views and get these guys their fights. Fine, we'll buy it. It'll just prove that they ain't buying shit.
The thing is that if the zone is willing to offer them an annual budget, because all I've heard about Amazon, I've heard the same thing over and over. It's a pay-per-view distribution deal. It's not an annual budget. You know, they're not going to give you what I've heard, just a little bit I've heard. It's not like people are saying they're going to give them 80 million to do shows throughout the year. That's not what I heard. I heard they're just going to distribute the pay-per-views. That's it. That's not what you're looking for. You have over 200 fighters that you need to keep active. Okay, you need an annual budget. The Zone can give you that, if not them. ESPN, now, ESPN's not in the running as far as I know. I haven't heard anything about ESPN wanting them. I'm just idealizing the scenario. But if the Zone wants them, yes, you should go there. Get that annual budget. Beef up that content. That's year-round boxing that they can make it work. That when Matchroom isn't doing a show and when Golden Boy isn't doing a show, PBC is doing a show. And if y'all have to go head-to-head sometimes, this show versus that show, let the quality of the content speak for itself. That if they have to choose between your fight and a Golden Boy fight, we'll see what they choose and we'll see who to give the money to, the bonuses or whatever, okay? But sports need to be on a sports platform. They don't need to be on fucking HBO. Those days are over, bro. They are fucking over. And I've been telling you those days are over for 4 fucking years. This didn't happen. This didn't happen last year or the year before that. This has been building over the last 5 years.
Jules, you want to hear something hilarious and yet pathetic at the same time?
Haters, Jules. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, something hilarious but pathetic at the same time. What is the only scheduled fight that's on Showtime left on pay-per-view?
Benavidez Andre.
Yep.
That's some nasty shit, ain't it? That's some nasty, depraved shit.
The shit is that a fight like that. Now, once again, I'll go back to what I said before. The proliferation of pay-per-views was the symptom of a problem. What was the problem? The content wasn't good enough, so the annual budget shrunk. So you kind of have no choice but to do fights on pay-per-view because you don't have the budget to do them on the regular channel, not based on what the fighters want and the operational costs and the whole shebang bang, right? But it's like, imagine in a different scenario that you were doing that as a regular Showtime fight. That would bring in over 1 million viewers as a regular Showtime fight. As a pay-per-view, that's not going to fucking bring in anything. It's not. You're out of your mind. When the fuck has Andre been a ticket seller? When? Did I miss it? As far as I know, that motherfucker ain't no draw. He's a good fighter, but he's not a draw.
You've been tech yourself since 154, B. Since 54, you hear me? Nah, but this shit is disgusting, bro. Like, think about it. This fight should literally be on Spike. That's how bad of a quality of fight this shit is.
Well, they burned their Spike bridge.
How the fuck do you do that, bro? Jason, think about it. How the fuck do you burn the Spike bridge, the NBC bridge? Like, NBC was
bridge.
bad.
The Fox Bridge. How the fuck did you fuck that up?
How did you fuck?
Now let me read these super chats. Domo says tried to create stars on other networks to bring back the show. Now none of those guys are memorable. Such a sad way to end after the 2023 that they had. Well, I told you. Look, I am gonna say I told you so. I said it last year. The most that they can try to do this year, just go back to the videos I did last year towards the end, the ones in October, the ones in November and December. I said it then. They're probably going to try to have a big year in 2023 to try to get Showtime and Paramount to renew, but it may be too little and too late. That if you had a big year this year, if they did, it's because they knew what was coming. They knew that their jobs were on the line. They knew that, yeah, we can't afford to dick around next year. We got to try to do every big fight that we can. I told you at the beginning of this year, I believe we're getting.
Was the only reason you believed that the Crawford and Spence fight was going to happen.
You remember? I said it. The only reason I think we're going to get that fight is because we have to. It's one of the few big fights that they can make on their platform. We have to get it. But even with that, it may be too little and too late because this has been building for 5 years. You'll remember that when they struck the Fox deal simultaneously, they also renewed with Showtime. Those two deals happened at the same time. So you have to look at the length of the deal, when the deal is going to end, when they would renew, and what are they showing you so far. And if you're seeing that the numbers are always going down, no matter what, the numbers are always going down, yeah, they're not going to fucking renew. They're not fucking stupid. What the fuck do you think this is? You always hear these bozos say, it's a business. Okay, so then what do you understand about business, you fucking idiot? You think they're going to keep throwing money at a product that brings in low numbers? You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to put this shit together. It's not complex. Apparently and pretending that Javante don't belong on pay-per-view. I'm not going to even pretend that he does. You did what you did with Ryan. The rest of the time, you don't belong on pay-per-view. 200,000. Why even do it? 200. Oh, he sold 200. Yeah. Why even do that pay-per-view, bro? It's not gonna fucking sell anything. You belong on regular Showtime. Here's why. If Javante were on regular Showtime, I can guarantee you he may bring in excess of 1 million viewers every time he fights. Try to monetize advertising revenue instead of putting him behind a paywall, because when you put him behind a paywall, less people see him. That's reality, okay? He is not a box office fighter. He wasn't. He still isn't. Go ahead, do the Isaac fight. Do it. See what it does. I guarantee you it doesn't break 300,000. I guarantee it.
Let me tell you something. If Javante Tank Davis was free to air TV, he would have been a bigger pay-per-view star. Here's why. More people seeing him knock people out. We know the competition is not good, but hey, if you have highlight reel knockouts in front of millions of people, those people are going to be under the illusion that you can do this behind a paywall. That's how fucking pay-per-view stars have been bred. Everyone knows that. But these motherfuckers seem to feel like, oh, Floyd this, Floyd that. Let me tell you something. You guys are not Floyd. You're not as talented as Floyd. You have not fought the fighters that Floyd fought. And the fighters that Floyd fought would make you guys look silly. You're not as good as Floyd, and take that out of your mind. Be the best you, because you're never going to be Floyd. You don't have it. And a lot of these fighters hate to hear it, but it is what it is. You do not have it at all.
Yeah, let me read the super chat. Shout out to Will. Will says, for the record, is this the sweetest I told you so you've ever had in your career as a fan commentator? No, the sweetest one was Spence. I almost ejaculated from that fight. Okay, watching him get the shit beat out of him. Watching him get the shit beat out of him the way that he did, that was honestly one of the most satisfying sports moments I've ever had as a sports. Honestly, I was more. This is any New Yorkers in the building going to understand this. Even though the Yankees winning the series in '96 was dope for all of us, I actually enjoyed watching Spence get his ass kicked more than that. More than that. Even though we beat the Patriots at the show 2 times, right? And I loved it. I enjoyed watching Spence get his ass beat more than that. More than beating Tom, all right? I enjoyed that more than that.
You are
right?
Oh, this next chat. I want to talk about Ennis. I want to talk about Ennis so bad.
Ernie Wells is asking, what happens to Ennis? What's the likelihood of DAZN being in the landing pad for the PBC? Well, with Jaron Boots Ennis, remember what Bozy Ennis said, that they didn't actually have a contract with DAZN. So in theory, based on what he said, if it's true, you've always been free to roam. So you have to go wherever is best to accommodate a welterweight and a junior middle. You might have to go wherever the PBC goes in that situation, because what you seem to want are PBC fighters, you know? So you might have to go wherever they go, even though you're not with them, not on paper. Because, you know, okay, you go to Matchroom. Well, who the fuck are you going to fight at Matchroom? Connor? They're not going to make that. Hey, come on. You think they're not going to make that, bro? I'm telling you, they're not. All right, where are you going to go? Golden Boy? And who are you going to fight there? Rocha? That's a big fight? Nah, you gotta go wherever they go. You probably gotta go over there with them. You probably do, because you know maybe you could get Stanionis and maybe you could get Barrios, and you know you might have to go wherever they go. In truth, I don't really care about him, to be honest. I don't really like. There's a lot better shit going on in boxing than him. I care about Tim Tszyu. That's the shit I care about. I care about Jai Opataya. I care about winners. I don't care about guys they hyping up just because they from your town or they from you. I don't care if you from Philly, bro. No disrespect, but I don't care. I don't care if he's a Philly fighter. Till you do some shit for me to care about, I don't care. All right, you just an unbeaten guy who's interim champion. When you do something worth talking about, I'll talk about it. Nothing against him though. Best wishes.
Wings against Karen wasn't doing it for you.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it almost got up, but not all the way. It was flaccid. You know, it almost got
up. Yo, on my birthday. Yo, today's my birthday. Let's stop all that pause-worthy shit, man.
Nah, we got to keep it long and hard, bro.
Well, happy birthday, Chris. Also,
at all times, bro.
But
happy birthday, Chris.
More for Boots. More on Boots. Imagine having loyalty to something that's going to be getting out of boxing like Showtime, to the point where you fuck up a 7-figure payday with Crawford on Black Pride when they were throwing money at anything to get anything to stick. You moron.
I'm telling
you. Said it should be rocket science? It apparently is. It apparently is rocket science.
Let me put it this way. Like, for example, I'll use Keith as an example because it's crude enough that everybody will understand it. If you're Keith Thurman, you shouldn't even want to go where the PBC goes. You shouldn't even want to go with what they're doing and where they're going, wherever they end up going. If you're Keith Thurman and you want to maximize your earnings as best as you can before you bow out, you go to Matchroom. Why? You only got 3 more fights in you. We all know that. You don't got another 2, 3, 4 years in you. You got another 2, 3 fights in you. So you go to Eddie. Eddie, I haven't fought in a while. Can you give me 2 tune-up fights? And I'll fight Connor. We can build it. I'll go to the UK. I'll fight him. We can turn it into a pay-per-view, you know? If you're Keith, that's how you should work that situation.
Keith don't want to fight, though.
There you go. Like, that's the whole thing that If you wanted to fight and get out there and get busy, yo, think outside the box. You don't have to go with Al.
Can I say something?
Whatever Al is doing, it can't be that great because y'all done run Showtime boxing. Think about it. 37 years of history. 37 years of boxing matches on your watch. You killed it. You killed it. All of y'all killed it.
Yeah,
Ran it into the fucking
BDA is
ground.
They
asking on
killed
his
it. They
channel. He's
killed
asking
it.
who's to blame. Is it
They-
Espinoza or Al Heyman? And it's like, well, who has the record of fucking up networks like that?
Honestly, it's more Heyman than Espinoza, and here's why. Remember, Espinoza didn't have nothing to do with the NBC or the ITV or the Fox or the
Or the
FS1
Spike.
or the Spike or the Bounce. That's Heyman. So
Damn,
what
that's a
happened?
long ass fucking record.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, that dude just fuck up paper. See, what he does is this. We know boxing because we're boxing fans. We know boxing. We know what fights is worth something, what fights is not worth nothing. At minimum, we know what we would pay for on an individual level. So that's what gives us that insight as consumers. But Heyman is dealing with executives that don't know shit about boxing. You go to a Bill Wanger and you talk that shit. Bill don't know the ball from the bounce, bro. Bill don't know nothing about no motherfucking boxing. He just know what you telling him. So they'll give you a deal with Fox and all this shit, and you'll piss their money away, piss their time away, because the people you're making the pitch to, they don't know nothing about boxing. That's how he was able to get all them different fucking deals and TV networks, because the people you're getting them from don't know. You're full of shit, and the strength of your stable is not strong enough to stand alone. Now, let me say this. Right now, where we are, nobody's stable is strong enough to stand alone. You need to come together to bring boxing back in a big way in this country, because boxing in the UK is okay, man. They're okay. They have a past, they have a present, and they have a future in different divisions. They're okay. Australia is okay. Boxing in Australia now is bigger than it's ever been. Boxing in Japan is bigger now. It's bigger than it's ever been. It's here where they're suffering. So if you want to bring back the American boxing market, as corny as it sounds, Avengers Assemble. Y'all need to come together to do fights, work it out. I understand that you have to look out for your own best interests the same way they have to look out for theirs. I'm not telling you not to. I'm saying a bartering system. Maybe Matchroom says, hey, man, we got a guy. He beat the shit out of Leo Santa Cruz. Can we borrow him? Yeah, we want to borrow your guy, though. And that's how you do it. Barter. Look, we not using Leo for nothing. Send his ass over there. We not using him for shit. They got somebody
You're
over
exactly right. That's how they used to do it. Jules barter to where, like, I want my guy to fucking lose because I ain't paying his minimums no more. I'll send him over to you on the cheap. You send me over your guy you want to lose with my guy. Bang.
Or you do it the other way. Hey, listen, man. We want to borrow Keith Thurman. You know, we want to put him in there with Conor Ben. We want Conor to fuck him up real bad. You know, we want to do that. We want that crossover. Like, okay, we'll give you Conor. I mean, we'll send you Keith, but you have to send us the winner of Oshaki Foster versus Eduardo Hernandez. And you can do that. Like, the winner of that fight ain't no big draw anyway. You know, if they want to get punk ass Leo a title shot, fuck it. And that's just a crude example that I'm saying. Fuck it, right? Because you got a barter. You get punk ass Leo a title shot. Hey, fuck him, right? Hey, fuck him. You know, but maybe he could pull it off. But this is how you have to operate now, because none of you have the strength of stable, not even with Canelo. Like, y'all got to stop thinking that Canelo is Atlas and he has to carry the whole sport on his back. Even he needs the right dance partners. And he's the pinnacle in this country. He's the yo. He's the shit. All right. But even he needs the right dance partners at this point. You got to come together and work together to stimulate the market, because the shit y'all doing is killing American boxing. I could tell. Who the fuck is that? It's killing American boxing. It's very, like, it's not hard to see that, like, y'all got this shit in y'all head the way y'all think you got 2-3 years to waste my time, or 3, 4, 5 years. Like, yo, it shouldn't take 4 years to make Plant versus Benavidez. They're literally on the same side of the street.
Well,
Why
they were
did that
high
take
on that
so
flood
long?
affiliation. That's why they felt like they didn't have to do those fights.
Look at where it got them.
Can I give my opinion as a UK boxing fan? Right now, obviously, I've been diehard boxing fan for like many years, and to see the state of the US boxing scene at the moment is is quite depressing because you need a strong American presence on the world boxing scene. That's, because like you say, we need some consolidation. And I honestly think that when you said earlier that it's a business, I just think of Deontay Wilder saying that. And I'm thinking, if it is a business, Deontay, why the fuck didn't you not take that 100 mil with AJ? Why didn't
Can
you
I
do
tell
that?
you why? Can I tell you why? It's two things. And people, look, AJ gets a lot of flack that he don't deserve. And I don't want to get too into the AJ talks, but in a nutshell, it is two things. Honestly, I don't got no hair on my tongue. A lot of these cats is cowards. They're afraid to lose, and they have their pride. What that shit with Wilder, what that really was you don't want to be the B side to AJ, but you are. You are. It's just a simple
Yeah.
fucking fact. You are. There is
this
no
day.
area. There's no area where you surpass. There's no area. None.
To this day.
To this day.
To this
Exactly,
day.
yeah. AJ sold out. Was it?
I mean, the only thing that he
the-
gets surpasses AJ in is talking about going down on his granddaddy.
Now, the
Yeah.
only thing he surpassed AJ in, believe it or not, is the number of times he's been knocked out.
I was like,
You
getting off the
would've-
fucking canvas.
You would have thought that AJ got knocked out 2, 3, 4 times the way these weirdos talk about him. The only one who's been knocked out more than once is Wilder.
I've got an opinion on that. I think it's because AJ represents, not to talk too much about AJ, like you say, but AJ represents everything that they wish Wilder was. And it sickens them
Spot on.
that this
That's
hench
a fact.
UK dude is
That's a
Big
fact.
doing
Femi,
everything that they
baby.
want to.
Great
Let me
fact.
say this.
Happy
Let me say
belated
this.
birthday, Big Femi.
Hey, jerk each other off on your own time.
You're
What it really is they looked at, and shout out to Boxing Beats and Rhymes because he's old enough to remember. There was a time when Americans looked at British fighters in a certain light. I've been saying for maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 years, this is not your father's era of boxing. This
Yeah.
is not the horizontal heavyweights of before, as Beats remembers. That's what that's how people used to call them. This is not that era. Britain been coming up. The whole UK been coming up with good fighters, and not just good fighters, but actual marquee attractions. All right, their scene is not insulated anymore. They have managed to garner global interest in their fighters. Whether you like Tyson Fury or not, he's one of the biggest names in the sport. Not the biggest, but he's one of them. AJ is another. Okay, Conor Ben has potential. Motherfuckers can say what they want about Chris Eubank Jr. Here's the facts. When Chris fights in London, it sells. When Charlo fights in America, if it's not with Canelo, he don't sell. Andre don't sell. Okay? That's the fucking truth.
Chisora sells. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chisora, as much as you want to, oh, he's a gatekeeper, oh, blah, blah. Listen, him and his losses in the double digits sell more than Frank Martin's unbeaten record any old day of the fucking week. Do you know why, though? At the base of it, at the heart of it, Derek is a fighter. Y'all not. Derek is, you could say whatever you want about the fights that he lost and what he could do and how he looked. Yo, Derek is a fighter. What they got over there are men that want to fight. That's what they are. That's what they do. What you got over here, wait. What you got over here is boxers that want to be rappers. Boxers that want to get into real estate. Really, like that's what you got. What you got with that stable is a bunch of boxers that don't even want to box. That's what you got, literally.
The whole mentality
can I
has
say
changed.
something?
It's insane how much the mentality has changed for US fighters because I'm like in my mid-40s now, so I remember the Tyson era. I remember watching Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd when he was in his Pretty Boy stage, and to see it go a complete 180 is absolutely fucking insane.
Well, that's what I'm gonna tell the predicate felons out there, the criminals, the people doing the B&Es. Boxing is not for these sissified motherfuckers. Boxing is for you. You killed a couple of people, you got a couple of bodies, you stole a couple of cars, you sell some drugs. Get into boxing because boxing is a poor man's sport. It always was. Boxing is a poor man's sport. It ain't for these guys like that want to be rap. Like, bro, you want to be a rapper, then go rap. The fuck? You want to be in real, like, go be in real estate. Stop wasting everybody's time. You killing this sport. Boxing has always been a poor man's sport. That if you don't do nothing else, your ass could fight. So this is for you. This is for them. It's not for the guy that wanna, he wanna be like Lil Yachty and shit. Like, man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Then go rap then if you wanna rap, motherfucker. Because boxing is for boxers. Boxing is for fighters. It's
Well,
not for
Tank and Relly
guys,
want to be fashion designers.
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna
What
smoke
I
a cigarette. Go ahead, Leo.
what I see is what's happening now with BBC and Showtime is basically BBC fucked everyone up, fucked boxing up in the way that it start handling too much money to these fighters that don't work actually anything. That was one of the things. And then a couple of years later, everyone else started calling them roughs because the song was trying to push some of the fighters, at least for a couple of fights, and force PBC to make everyone a pay-per-view fighter when they cannot sell. And with those kind of numbers, how can you sustain your promotional company, really? And
then they lie about the numbers. This what's crazy is that we'll sit here and we'll say, well, Gervonta sold 200K with this fighter and 200K with that. No, the fuck he didn't, because Steven Espinosa already said that his first fight to break 200K was with Rolly Romero. So that means that all of his other pay-per-views beforehand didn't even break 200. So
they're not making any kind of money with those guys. Nothing.
They're not.
They've been losing money for 5-7 years.
I'll still fuck with it.
And here's the worst part. Well, it's not the worst part. It's actually kind of funny. The reason why the consolidation thing, what Jules is talking about, I don't think it'll work, is because Al Heyman can't consolidate. Because if he consolidates, his fighters are going to have to fight other people. What happens when PBC fighters
in control of his fighters?
Yeah. Worse than that, what happens when PBC fighters fight non-PBC fighters? They don't just lose.
They'll get decimated.
They get smoked.
They get fucked up. They get raped. They get anally raped, literally.
They get
Wilder.
Hey, yo, Chris, watch your fucking mouth, all right?
Watch your tone, bro. Yo, go get your 3 thumb on, bro. What's wrong with you? Why are you talking this boxing shit on this glorious day? Go get your 3 thumb on. Don't talk that,
mouth.
I mean, you talk about this talking about this consolidation. Imagine what Wilder versus Zhang. Can you imagine the fucking massacre? What would take place in that ring if that was come to pass? Jesus
Zhang gonna
Christ.
hit him with left hands after left hand after left hand until Wilder just dead ass quits, bro. But speaking of my life, I got blocked by Maya G today, and I'm really hurt by this. She's a big San Diego Chargers fan, and did anyone watch the fight, the game yesterday that the Chargers had a pre-fight brawl?
Or the Chargers charged it. The Chargers charged it. That's all I saw.
The Chargers charged it again.
Yeah, I was watching.
You're talking about the fight between the Cowboy fans and Charger fans.
No. It was the Cowboys versus the Chargers, and the Cowboys got the best of it. And she's a big Chargers fan. You know what I said? Like, yo, your man's not looking good. She blocked me on some real whole shit.
That's funny as fuck.
Just blocked me on some real whole shit. That shit hurts. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm getting sick and tired of people pretending that Sick and tired of people pretending Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
he's not bad.
He keeps turning the ball over in the.
He's not.
He keeps turning the ball over in the fourth quarter. He keeps turning the ball over. Like, fuck him.
But if certain people can't get open, it's not his fault. What the hell? What do you want him to do?
I ain't gonna cap, bro.
I'm an Eagles fan.
Cowboys turned me away from boxing, bro. I've been a Cowboys fan since I was a child, and I'm done with I'm done with football because of them. My bad. I said fucking boxing.
So she blocked you. That's another Haitian L for the year.
I took a big one, bro. Fuck you, but I took a big one, man. I didn't like that shit, bro. But why you getting mad? Your man's got fucked up. That's not my fault. Fuck you blocking me for? Your man's got washed, man.
Also, I absolutely should not be talking about anybody's quarterback turning the ball over when I'm an Eagles fan. Like, oh my god, I should shut the fuck up.
But Jalen Hurts is good, bro. Let's not do that. Jalen Hurts is good.
He is awesome, but
he's good, but he's very overhyped if you ask me. He is good.
No, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up about my man Jalen.
He's very overhyped.
The funny thing is, I did not want Jalen Hurts as my quarterback, and then he had his MVP year last year. I was like, oh no, yeah, I always like Jalen. I totally always like Jalen.
So you didn't want the nigger quarterback playing the signal caller?
Whoa,
Love you
whoa,
too.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah, yeah. I
whoa.
took it there. I took it there.
He
I
said,
took it there. I'm fucking with
Damn,
you. I'm
hard
fucking with you.
R.
Yeah,
damn.
no, I took it. I'm playing. But he's pretty good, bro. He's pretty good. But like, yo, is it me or the NFC East got weak over time?
Over time, it's been this way. Like it's starting to
Well,
recover.
yeah, the NFC has been growing in the past few years. I wouldn't say they were weak for a while, but they've been making it to the playoffs every year. They've been having good. They've been
Except
having
the
pretty
Giants.
good.
LOL,
Except for the Giants. I've been saying the
Except
Giants
the
haven't been shit since Eli Manning, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. And I'm a Giants fan. I live in New York, and
No, because I was
we were
probably
pissed
like
off.
what? I was probably like 18 in 2016, back whenever Dak became his first, it was his first year. The Giants were the only team that we lost to that year. Outside of the playoffs, obviously.
Well, Chris, you're from New York and you're a fan of the Giants. Why are you a fan of New Jersey teams?
Yo, fuck you, because we can't do it.
He said, yo,
So what do you want us to do? Take him out of East Rutherford to come back? And
that shit with Aaron Rodgers is hilarious, bro.
That shit was fucked up, bro. I ain't gonna hold
That
you.
shit was fucking funny, bro.
I had Aaron Rodgers actually winning actually this year, but like, hey, it's just sometimes
Tony Romo had a longer 2016 year than fucking
Aaron Rodgers is a lot better than Tony Romo will ever be.
No, he's way better than Tony Romo. But I'm just saying, Tony Romo lasted longer in 2016 than Aaron Rodgers did this year.
Let me tell you this, though. In terms of talented quarterbacks, I put him in the top 5. I have Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and him.
Aaron Rodgers, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
No, Aaron Rodgers has been balling since before I was fucking born. Yeah.
Missy, you got me. I can't agree with that. I just turned
25, bro.
What about Troy Aitken? He was pretty good.
Troy Aikman had too many interceptions to touchdowns.
Troy Aikman looks like a white Jay-Z.
That's fucking hilarious because I see it. He does look like a white Jay-Z. But I'm saying this: Troy
and he plays like a white Dak Prescott.
Troy Aikman wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for the fucking Super Bowls he has.
Yeah, Troy Aikman got a lot of hate because of the way he went out.
No, let me read the super chat. Shout out to Sophie. It's her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Sophie fine in the motherfucker too. Y'all don't know.
Happy birthday.
I know. Y'all don't know. She fine in the motherfucker. Mr. Calderon says, man. Jules wanna hear how I know these PBC clowns are broke. Heard a guy excited because Prime is discounted to eat.
No fucking way, bro. No fucking way.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
That's sad, dude. That's fucking sad.
I'm trying to tell you.
What is
EBT?
I don't get it. What is it?
EBT is an acronym, right? There's this card. EBT is basically public assistance for those that make below a certain amount of money. They give you a card so you could go out and buy food. It's called Eat Better Today. It's an acronym.
Oh,
EBT.
I never knew that, bro.
I made that. Nah, really. I'm gonna be real. I made that up. Me and my mans from the block made that up. We made that up years ago. Eat better to. We literally made that up. Eat better today. Right. And here's an example. Right. Before anybody go. Before anybody go thinking that I'm a suburban kid that I grew up. Yo, fam. I used to be on that. My grandmother, my family, we grew up on food stamps, and then eventually became EBTs. You know what the goal is?
Yeah.
Right? You know what the goal is, though? To be an adult, to get off of it.
Shit. Exactly.
Imagine me at fucking 40 with an EBT
and
card.
That was what the crazy thing about what they were saying about Trump whenever he got all those people off food stamps is they made it seem like he was taking them away from them. What he did was actually get them to where they weren't reliant on food stamps anymore.
The goal is to get off of that shit. Do you want to be on public assistance in your 40s and 50s? Like, do you just want to rely on the system to feed you? No, that's a different. That's a different conversation. I will ask.
Cheese? You ever had some?
Word, like that's supposed to be forever. Is that the goal? Like, yeah, we want that card forever. Don't take that away. We need, like, really? You don't want better? I guess not. The
That's the
answer
form of an Apple card, bro.
the answer is in the question because I shouldn't have to ask you that. I shouldn't have to ask you. You don't want to get off of that shit? You want to rely on a monthly shit from the government to feed you? You don't want better than, I guess not, you know? Shout out
Hey,
to Will.
Jules.
Will said, hold on. Will said, you care if I clip that, Jules? That was hilarious. Yeah, go ahead, clip that shit. Use it, keep that shit circulating. Jason said, I don't have anything positive to contribute, so I'll just say, let's fucking go. Thanks for the content, brother. Appreciate the show. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the super chats. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Jules,
More
if
beer,
I
more
may,
beer, more beer. Hold on, more beer money and Jules. How deep is that screenshot of receipts that everybody's deleting now that you got? I know you got them.
Bro, listen, I got Frank Martin screenshots till next month. So tell me.
no, see, and
Yo,
the
remember?
great thing about this channel, what sets it apart is I was scrolling through just today, you know, all the news breaking about Showtime leaving and shit. I'm like, bro, we all knew about this years ago. We've been talking about this shit for years. How the fuck y'all got such a big following and y'all are so late on the news?
Now I'll tell you why. And I came up with this theory about 4 years ago that the market that they cater to, those ain't even customers. Those are like, if you see, look, I'm going to name names. I don't give a fuck. Aki TV has more subscribers in this channel. He has way more subscribers in this channel. So does Dante. But the people you're talking to are bums. That's in a nutshell. You're not talking to people who spend money on boxing. Like, for example, I got hit with a DM the other day that I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say which boxer. It's a very well-known boxer. In fact, I mentioned them that their team watches this channel. I didn't even know that. Like, I don't know who watches this channel, to be completely honest with you. But the most that I've gathered in all the years that I've been uploading content is, I guess these are consumers, these are customers, these are people that actually buy boxing. Because when you look at the fighters that they hype up on other channels, why is it that all the hype around them only exists on your channel, but not in the real world? You don't see the numbers in their fights. You don't see the numbers in their pay-per-views. There are fighters that have had pay-per-views, right? Let's say the Charlo doubleheader, which they did in 2020. Dante's Boxing Nation has more subscribers than that sold pay-per-views. How do you make that make sense? Oh, I know. Everybody you talk to and everybody that watches you is a bum. Likely fire sticking and stealing fights. That's the only way to make it make sense. That whoever you're talking to, you must appeal to the bum side of boxing, the ones that stream everything and shit. That's the only way to make it make sense. Because
Kind
if
of people
what
that embrace the victim
And then
mentality.
it don't make sense. Remember when Jabba the Hutt 78 Sports says, "What do you think we are? We're not. We're black folks. We don't stream. We don't know how to do that." Remember that, Jules? That clip? He
I
said they don't
remember
know how to
that.
steal. Man,
I remember all that bum shit, but that's all. That's what I see. That like, yo, fam, on some real shit. If real is real, if we just gonna stop being professional, the only people that you appeal to are bums. That's it. Because you shouldn't be your age having to steal a fight. What kind of bum ass life do you have that you have to do that over what is what, an $80 fight? So you don't have $80 to just, I think you got bigger fucking problems than what Frank Martin is going. You have bigger problems than anything going on in boxing, and you need to take care of that shit. Because it seems to me that the only people that these channels appeal to are bums. Very, very simple. Very fucking simple.
Yeah, because YouTube shit is free.
Well, there you go. Do you have to pay to watch you? No. So of course you Metro PCS motherfuckers is gonna be on YouTube all day. You don't got nothing else to do. The fuck, of course. It's the only way. Like, how does a channel
They got them
that
Obama phones, fam.
that's what I'm trying to, like, it's simple. Like, I'm like, yo, fam, like, cause you shouldn't get mad at me. If you getting mad at me because I'm telling you that this is gonna cost this, or this is gonna be that, or these people are gonna leave boxing, there's only one way that offends you, and that's if you're a fucking bum. Now, if you actually pay money for shit, and I tell you, yo, this shit is not pay-per-view worthy, you gonna agree with me if you actually spend money on boxing. If you don't spend money on boxing, it's gonna go over your head that you telling on yourself. If you spent money on boxing, you would know Benavidez versus Plant doesn't belong on pay-per-view. If I'm paying for fights like Spence and Crawford, or even Ryan and Javante, why the fuck should I have to give you $80 more for that bullshit? That bullshit, Brody. I got fucking Valdez and Navarrete on regular ESPN, and that was a better fight, or at least the same level. You know what I mean? So why should I give you $80 for that? Now these freeloading bum motherfuckers, it goes over their head that, all right, I could tell you don't spend money on boxing. Why? You telling me that this bullshit is pay-per-view worthy? How the fuck would you know? You don't spend no money on nothing. You probably not even subscribed to Showtime, bro.
Hey, Jules, fellas, we got Shakur and Emmanuel next month. Do we have to pay pay-per-view for that?
No. You got Shakur Stevenson versus De Los Santos and Emmanuel Navarrete on the same card, and it's not even $80. That's value for money. You know somebody going to the hospital that night. Because Navarrete's somebody getting beat the fuck up, bro. He is gonna fuck somebody up.
Somebody gonna get beaten to death. Real talk, bro. Because Valdez didn't look good. Yo, Valdez gotta stop fucking with them reptiles because 2 days after fucking, I think 1 day after Navarrete beat the fuck out of him, he wanted to fucking play with the crocodile. Like, yo, bro, you're small, your eye closed, and you took fucking hellacious punishment. Don't fuck around and get killed, Oscar.
Oh yeah, one
at a time, fellas. I gotta read the super chats. RNS says Blue Blood is now live, and he's like in an alternate universe, saying there's a bidding war between DAZN and Amazon. Losers. No, he's not wrong. Amazon. The disconnect is that Amazon will fulfill the same role that Showtime filled. As far as every rumor I've heard, it's a distribution deal for pay-per-views, not dissimilar from the one they already had with Fight, right? You didn't go to Fight for a schedule of PBC fights. No, they just showed the pay-per-views every so often. Everything I've heard is, okay, that's kind of what the Amazon thing would be. They would distribute pay-per-views and only the big ones. We're only talking about Canelo and Javante. We ain't talking about all these other motherfuckers. You're not going to get Rendezvous, whatever.
Residuals.
You fucking Frank Martin.
Armando Resendez.
So like, where's everybody else gonna fight then? I mean,
that's
they're gonna be fighting
one at a time, fellas. Let me answer the question. That's why it's possible that they may strike 2 deals. It's possible. You have to entertain, because they have had 2 broadcast partners before, and they divided the stable in 2. That is, to me, the worst case scenario. That you telling me you got to be subscribed with them for these fighters and subscribe with them for this bullshit? Oh, so you just ganking the fans, basically. You ganking the fans, because that's what they already tried to do with the Showtime deal and a Fox deal. People won't remember that Showtime renewed the same year that they struck the Fox deal, and they divided their stable in 2. So then you had pay-per-views from Showtime and pay-per-views from. It's like, yo, dog, like, you just trying to gank the fans and hurt the sport at the same time. But it's not made up that Amazon is in the running and that DAZN is interested. They are, but it would be better if they go to DAZN.
Makes no difference to me. I subscribe to both. So
I have Prime Video, so it doesn't make a difference to me. But what's better for the sport? You need to go where the sports fans are.
You gotta consolidate. You need
to go where the sports fans are. Boxing fans don't fucking go on Amazon for fucking sports.
I go on there for my toilet paper and my paper towels.
Bro, I go in there when I need a new thermal and some white teas, bro.
How about my groceries?
Hey, Jules,
I got them swords from Amazon. I got them swords over there. I got them shits.
It's been a great year. Inoue beat Fulton. Crawford beat Spence. Canelo beat one of the slick black fighters he's been ducking for 10 years. And Showtime's done.
Right. And listen, shout out to my man. Hold on. Shout out to my man Alex Pez, bro. If they don't come together and figure this out, they're gonna end up without interests in this game altogether. Ha. Can't hop on a panel. I'm in a bar on campus right now. But you're right that getting a broadcast partner, they can find a broadcast partner. That's not it. If you want the sport to grow and get bigger, y'all have to come together. Y'all can't keep doing this shit that I'm gonna be over here and y'all gonna be over. That shit don't work. If you notice, the biggest fights that were ever the biggest fights in boxing involve two
Of course,
promoters.
of
What's
course,
the biggest
promotion.
fight in boxing, Chris? The one that earned the most money. What's the biggest one?
Yeah, Mayweather Pacquiao, man. Last time I checked, it was
Right? Mayweather
Mayweather
Pacquiao.
Promotions.
Mayweather
And
Pacquiao. That involved a top ranked fighter and a Heyman fighter.
let's
So
let's
that
go all the way back to 2003. Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson was Lennox Lewis was with what promotion company? He was with Frank Maloney, and Mike Tyson was with Showtime. So HBO Showtime. They had to do it that way
They had to come
for that
together.
fight to happen. Yeah, B.
yeah, long story short, if you see that the biggest fights in boxing involve boxers that may have been with different promotional outfits, what does that tell you? You need more of that, not less. You need more. You need more Javante Davis versus, even though I didn't give a fuck about that fight. Was it
And
big?
stop sending
Yes, it
B
was so
side fighters.
big.
And stop sending B plus fighters to top rank. Stop doing that shit. Send A plus fighters, man. Because at the end of the day, these fights that you guys are sending to like fucking Terence Crawford when he should have fought fucking Danny Garcia as opposed to fighting fucking Felix Diaz, it's not
The,
cutting it either.
the pay-per-views, idealistically, the pay-per-views would be reserved for those fights. The rest of that shit should be on the regular schedule. All that in-house rest of that shit should be on the regular schedule. The
Case in point.
pay-per-views, however, the pay-per-views, however, that's you reserve that for when two entities have to come together. All right, so that you can maximize promotion on on whatever platform or whatever. That's when it should be a pay-per-view. But other than that, no, it should not be a pay-per-view when David fights Caleb, who's been on the same side of the street as him for a fucking eternity. It's just how, fam. What Davis versus Dominican Barber. That should be a
Hey, yo, Jules. Hey,
Jules,
I
real
just wanted
quick.
to say congratulations to 20K before I slide out there, bro.
doing better than
What's your
Showtime.
soundboard?
Yeah,
Case
man.
yourself.
For real.
Congrats
Case in
on
point,
20.
Jules.
bro.
Case in point, though, Jules, what you were saying just now, what did more buys? Did Canelo, Jermel Charlo do more buys, with Jermel being out for a year, milking his little hand injury that may or may not have been an actual injury? Or did Canelo versus Caleb Plant do more, with Caleb Plant being on free TV, fighting the Caleb Truaxes and the German dude, Uzbekabad or whatever? And yeah, they weren't good fights, but they were on TV, so who cares?
Farfin-Dugan. I remember Farfin-Dugan. It's just
Fighting
like
cigarette butts.
Doofenshmirtz Incorporated.
you know what I'm saying? Like what I've been describing is the most ideal scenario for the continued growth of the sport, because when the sport grows, my channel grows, my views grow, it benefits all of us. It benefits the fighters, the promoters, the broadcasters, it benefits everyone. We can all eat. But what these guys are describing, what they seem to be pushing for, is for the PBC to go to Amazon because it's a bigger platform than DAZN, not realizing while Amazon has more subscribers, they don't have more sports fans. Isn't boxing a sport? Do you have to be a sports fan? Yes. So how many people go to Amazon for boxing? And it's like all of these are common sense arguments to adults, but these is full grown people. They just not adults. Like now you got an underdeveloped brain or some shit. I don't know what's going on. Something going on. Brain ain't working.
Yo, can I get the soapbox real quick? I just want to say, I want to thank Al Heyman for ruining American boxing here in America. And secondly, Drew, your Dodgers is fucking ass. You talk so much shit. They fans talk so much shit. They spend so much money just to have as much wins as the San Diego Padres, man. And they're not even in the fucking playoffs. So I don't want to hear you talk about me.
Man, shut your rat-infested borough up. You guys didn't even make it to the playoffs, yo. You got the Miners taking over your city, yo. They taking over your city over there, yo. They taking over your city over there.
Hey, man, argue this baseball shit somewhere else. Mr. D-Lo,
I know. This ain't...
remember when they laughed about fighting on an app? Yeah, I remember, because I said that apps are the fucking future. Drew, didn't we say that? Apps are the future. Streaming is the future. Conventional cable. Hey, shut the fuck up before I start muting mics. Conventional cable. Drew, how many times I said that people are cutting the cord left and right in America?
You've been saying that for about a good 2 years now.
You know what I'm saying? This is what, and the reason that these other guys didn't catch that is because, well, you fucking steal everything, so you wouldn't know. You're not gonna know that yet. The people that normally pay for cable, they not paying for that shit no more because they don't watch most of that shit. The reason you don't know that is because you don't pay for shit anyway. You stealing all that shit you watch, you fucking bum. You got bigger problems. You have bigger problems than what's going on at Showtime, and you need to worry about that with your bum ass, with your $2 ass. They don't even make $2 bills no more. $5 ass. Now, JX said, if the zone and PBC merge, will Euro bums still be bums? It's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, the virtue of that is more cross promotional fight. Who is that? Who thinks I want to hear them in the bathroom?
Hey, me.
There go,
The virtue
there
of
go
that.
Chris with the crispy ass mic.
There go Chris with the fucked up mic. Look,
Fucked up,
the
but
virtue of that is more boxing on one platform for one price, and more cross promotional fights. And no, that does not mean that every single fight needs to be a cross promotional fight, but that is one less barrier to get in the way of that. For example, for those who are excited about Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, well, you could do that. You could do it the same way that you would have tried to do it on Showtime without the roadblocks. You know, because I saw Dan Canobio say, and I quote, "I need this like I need air." That's how bad he wanted to. How bad he like. I don't think much.
Wow.
I don't think that fight is that important to be real, but he needs it as much as he needs air.
That fight wouldn't even
Well,
be competitive. I mean,
right, right, but he needs it. And if the PBC were there, you could bill it as a pay per view. You actually could, and there would be less friction and less obstacles to doing that fight because there ain't no sides of the street. You can both co-promote it. It could be a joint promotion. All right.
Exactly. Like when people are saying go to Amazon, I'm seeing this. I'm like, that doesn't eliminate the problem with you know the cross the street bullshit. And
Right.
also, if Amazon, I was gonna ask you this: if Amazon is acquiring PPC, well, what exactly are they acquiring other than a bunch of old guys? I mean,
Well,
like they have Tank. That's probably their youngest star, somewhat of a star. That they can milk some money out of him for the next few years. But these guys, Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, they're halfway retired.
bro, all the rumors, just anything in reference to an Amazon deal, the only things I've heard are a distribution deal for pay-per-views. That's all I heard. I didn't
Because
hear nothing. I didn't hear nothing about a real commitment or an annual budget because, in context, what you want, if you're Al Heyman right now, you want a commitment. You want somebody who's going to throw some money at you to do shows throughout the year, not just pay-per-views, but actual shows throughout the year, because you have approximately 200 fighters to accommodate, that you want to keep them busy and fighting and active. Ideally, you would.
Hmm.
Okay, so you need a budget. And Amazon doing your pay-per-views, oh, that's the same shit that pay-per-view.com was doing. And that's the same shit that Fight was doing. That's just a distribution deal. That's
Yeah,
not
they're
them making a
wholesaling pay-per-views.
that's not them helping you build other fights and do shows and build other stars. That's not them doing that. That's just them selling this fight, which could
Yeah,
be in all likelihood a Canelo fight. Like
not only
Canelo
but
that,
that
but
fucking
but
Wait,
but
wait.
that tells me. Go ahead,
Can,
Leo.
can you really try to make that shit work with a fighter that Canelo, that has to be paid in advance, uh, close to $50 million? Can you make it work with a guy like that? Because they're selling fighters like there were three successful pay-per-views on the PVC promotional company the last 12 months. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis, and Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. All those deals, all those fights came with massive guarantees money. You can make that deal with Amazon with those kind of fighters and those guys of guarantee, because all these other promotional companies, they are making fights and they're paying, but they're not paying that much for high profile fights. So
That's my question. Can you make a deal with Amazon Prime? You have to be an idiot. In my opinion, you have to be an idiot to actually make a deal that involves Canelo Alvarez of $50 million every time he steps in the ring. What's the point, really?
I
Yeah.
would
Dazn has
say,
the
I would say with Canelo, like just not just Canelo, but any fighter who can sell, right? Just any fighter who can sell. And Amazon or anyone who's going to make a commitment to doing those fights or doing those fights, they're going to want to look at the books. They're going to want to know what you really did. And if the numbers show that, okay, you're good for what you're guaranteed, he'll get it. He will get it. He will. You understand? He will. Not all these other schmucks you got sitting over there that they're not going to sell. You know, you have to make an investment. In other words, the reason you would ideally want an annual budget is because you have fighters that you're still trying to build into draws and other fights you're trying to build. The only way to do that is to do shows throughout the year. You need an annual budget for that, not
yeah,
just some
and that's
pay-per-view distribution shit.
and yeah, that's my question because the zone it makes sense for a network like the Zone to invest money on their fighters and overpay in sometimes to corner the market. But for Amazon Prime, though, do they wanna start that process to try to insert themselves in the boxing market? Trying because you're gonna have to pay. Sometimes you're gonna have to overpay those
Well, look,
fighters.
if the people at Amazon are smart, and I don't know how smart they are because this guy managed to con Fox into giving him a budget, right? And Fox is actually a huge fucking network. But at least for a brief moment in time, he was able to convince them to give him a budget. I make the inference that the reason you were able to do that is because the people at Fox didn't know enough about boxing. If they did, they would have understood we can't just buy into PBC because the big fights that involve PBC fighters involve other fighters that they don't have. So why should we invest in them if we can't make these huge fights? These other fighters are with other outfits. So I don't know the extent of Amazon's knowledge to where maybe they do invest in the PBC, maybe they don't. But if they have half a brain, you'll look, okay, you guys have been on Showtime, ITV in the UK, you've been on FS1, Fox, Spike, Bounce, NBC. Why is it you keep hopping around like this? Think about it. In the span that Top Rank left HBO, right? They've only been on two networks in the last 6-7 years. HBO a couple of years ago, then ESPN. They've been there ever since. PBC's been all over the place, bro. Y'all done been.
Even Matchroom's just been on the Zone or Sky. That's it.
That's it. That was it. The Zone and Sky. That's it, right? And that's in the span of what 7 years. You guys, it's almost like you abroad that done been fucked a lot. You see what I mean? They're like, man, you was over here sucking dick. You was over here sucking dick. You was over here sucking dick.
What that tells
You
me is
took it
that
up the ass over there.
yeah. What that tells me is that it's pretty much instability over there. That you've been
That's
moving
what it
from place to
communicates.
place, and your content isn't good enough to stay on one platform. What this Amazon deal tells me is that you fear competition. Me as a consumer, I would
Yes.
rather go to the Zone so that would eliminate the cost of me paying for another streaming platform to watch boxing.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's why the people that I see, right, and usually it's, I'm gonna be honest, it's people that are really fucking people that are really fucking ugly, and they have to hide behind shit on different pictures of Google shit instead of having a profile of yourself like a normal fucking person. You have anything but your face on all your social media. It's only these fucking weirdos that are like, yeah, they should go to Eminem because Eminem. Yo, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the
And that's how they
fuck
sound,
up,
bro.
bro.
And that's how they fucking sound. All
You
retarded,
fucking
beating their head type
like I'm
motherfuckers,
like,
you know?
yo, cause I seen on Twitter, I'm like, it's the usual fucking social rejects, the weird, strange. Like I understand anonymity, believe it or not. I get anonymity on social media. Some people want anonymity for reasons, good reasons. Other people, like those people, you're just ugly, bro. That's all it is. You're funny fucking looking. You know you're funny looking. And if you use your shit on your shit, nobody would want to fucking talk to you, man. The fuck? Motherfuckers will spend all day making fun of your dumb looking ass, man. It's always these motherfuckers. Yeah, they need to go to Amazon. Like, what are you talking about? They need to. Who the fuck goes to Amazon for boxing, bro? You're gonna tell me he's on Amazon in Japan?
Bro,
I have a question. Yo, I have a question. Are we in Japan?
Or
Nah,
America.
right? In America, right?
America.
we're in Australia.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Bro, that's how you know they're not fans of the sport. Because if you're honest to God's fan of the sport, the only thing you should be hoping for is the Zone or ESPN. I'll take either or. I'll take either or.
Fans
Honestly,
win. Fans win.
I'd be happy with the Zone. I think that's easier. You already have Golden Boy there. You have Matchroom. Like all three of you, we could all do a little round robin between. Yo, imagine they start a tournament, bro. That'd be fucking dope.
The
They could start a tournament.
possibilities, bro. The
Like, yo,
everything that fight fans ask for, like that, like don't Floyd's little fighter, the Javante Davis Light, whatever his name is,
Carmel.
curdled, all right, curdled caramel cotton candy, right? He wants to fight Lee Wood. He said he wants to. Hey, well, Lee Wood is at the Zone, you little motherfucker. That's where he at. Go
You'll
get
go
him.
there and get him.
Go get him, Tiger. You know what I'm saying? These are the kind of things that become possible when you eliminate the platform issue. There's always going to be the promotion issue, and I understand that. I'm actually sympathetic. I get it that, you can't run your own business into the ground just being idealistic. I understand that, but a bartering system doesn't just benefit them. It would also benefit you. If they got a fighter, you could borrow him for a little bit, beat the shit out the guy, take his belt. That's good for you, bro. The way y'all doing it, enough people don't care about rendezvous, bro. I'm being real with you. Enough people don't care about no rendezvous.
Yo, you said rendezvous so many times. I forgot his actual name.
Listen. Rendezvous is a good kid. Jesus Ramos is a good kid. Sebastian Fundora is a good kid. David Morrell is a good kid. But I'm telling you, enough people don't give a fuck about them. And that's facts. For your ass. That's facts.
Bro,
you need more. You need more than what you got. Amazon, take his ass to Amazon and see who gives a shit.
Can you imagine them Amazon actually asking the Japan affiliates who actually watch boxing, like, should we invest in this PBC guy? And they think, are these the same cats who are talking shit about our biggest star in a way? Nah,
I don't think
you shouldn't waste time with them.
They're not even gonna look at it at that. They're gonna look at numbers, like serious people, because we say this shit all the time that those are not serious people. Serious people aren't gonna get caught up in the personal feelings and the bullshit. They're gonna focus on the business. So as far as business goes, you've been on many networks in a 5-year span. Many of them have cut ties with you. They didn't keep showing your stuff. What does that tell me about your stuff? It's not that good.
Yo, Jules, could you imagine Golden Boy, Matchroom, and PBC? They do a little tournament, like a tournament for 140 and 135. That'd be fucking dope, bro.
Brody, I'll give you an example of a fight that doesn't seem like much, but would actually do well in terms of ticket sales and viewership, right? Here's the fight. You're going to be surprised. Mario Barrios, Alexis Rocha on the West Coast.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Sells out the Staples. That sells out the
Not bad
Staples
at all.
Center.
Sells out the Staples Center, bro. Like, I'm not even like that's a small example of
I
an
got Rocha.
No, but this is the thing.
Yeah.
It's a small example of an inexpensive fight that you don't break the bank to pay Mario Barrios any more than you break the bank to pay Alexis Rocha. It's a cost-feasible fight that will yield a return and garner press. Like, yeah, people would want to see those two guys fight because Mario beat Ugas, and he's been in there with people. But Alexis Rocha beat the shit out of Blair Cobbs, and he's on the verge of becoming WBO champion. You could literally sell that. And these are the kinds of fights that, no, they're not huge, but they're good for business. They're good. Like, yes, if I told you Alexis Rocha is about to fight Mario Barrios, yeah, I need to see that. I need to see that.
And with PBC so good with the gaslighting, like they'll just say Barrios is champion, even though he has an interim title. They can promote it that way.
And that's worked out beautifully for them. Mm-hmm. Now, Police says, would Tim Tszyu go to ESPN or DAZN? Tim Tszyu doesn't have to go anywhere, to be honest. I don't know what the extent of the deal, with Al and the PBC. I don't know the extent of it, but he doesn't fight based on what they want. He fought 3 times this year, and that has absolutely nothing to do with Showtime and Al Heyman. He fought 3 times because he wanted to fight 3 times, and No Limit was at the helm of promotion, not PBC. The same promoters that he had before that were doing his shows, they're the ones doing these shows. It's not Al Heyman and Showtime paying money for Tim Tszyu to do nothing. He doing it because he's already a draw. He already sells. Look in the crowd of any Tim Tszyu fight from 2020 to now. It's Australians all over the place, bro.
I mean, it's just that he's with the PBC because he's trying to branch out to America, right? More or less.
Yeah, but it's like a rights deal almost. That the U.S. rights to his fights go to them, but they're not actually promoting him and pushing his show. You know, if he does a show in Australia, that's not PBC people on the ground promoting that show. That's No Limit. The ones who've been promoting him. The ones promoting him before he was with PBC.
Fellas, you know the irony. Hold up. You know, fellas.
Wait.
The irony in all this is the last 2 Showtime cards will be pay-per-views, and they're not even Showtime championship boxing fights.
No, they're interim fights. Like most.
No, not even. One's a Mayweather exhibition. That's how they're going out.
I'm wondering if they're even still going to do that shit.
I don't think so.
I'm wondering because I'm like, that read to me like a last ditch effort. That's what that felt like. Like, damn, y'all conjuring up Mayweather. Y'all must really be in trouble.
Let's just say that popped off and that happened. Like, would that did good numbers? It's not going to convince Showtime's mind, is it?
No, bro. Listen, let me put it to you this way: the equivalent of what they did this year. You know, let's say you got the SATs coming up, and you wait to study the night before the SATs. That's what they did.
Yeah.
It's the years of fuckery that led you here. It's the years of that it's like you know to the higher ups at Showtime, it's not going to seem like fuckery. It's just going to seem like numbers. Like, yo, dog, there's no reason for us to keep spending money on this. That's how they look at it. There's no reason. We don't get what we're looking for out of this, so we're not going to spend money on it. Very simple. That for you, you know, and I make this joke all the time, but this is the best way to put it. For 200,000 views or 300,000 views for Rendezvous versus Joe Blow or Gary Antoine Russell or any of these people, for that, we could literally put Seinfeld reruns there and get more viewers. We could literally put the Sound of Music there and get more viewers than this fucking shit. It's not doing nothing for us.
Now you are talking about
Reading Rainbow, bro. We could put Reading Rainbow, bro.
We could do Reading. Look. We could do Reading Rainbow with today's LeVar Burton, and he could wear the Geordie LaForge visor. All right, the Cyclops shit, and that would get more viewership than that shit. That's how they look at it.
Talking about that is, wait. It has to be what you are saying because. Do you think Tim Tszyu is gonna fight your Charlo?
No.
So what's the point to going to the PBC?
He didn't. I want to say this, and I don't know this. I just see how they're behaving, and I'm interpreting their behavior. They didn't know. They didn't know when they first jumped into bed with them. They're thinking about it as, oh, PBC. That's where that Spence guy fights. That's where these guys fight. To them, it seemed big. You see what I mean? To them, it may have seemed big at first, and then you're in the deal, and you realize, okay, what are these people really doing for us? When you go to Minneapolis, and you fight at the fucking Armory, like, yeah, it's gonna seem like, hey, shut up. It's my son. You go to Minneapolis, you fight Terrell Gachet at the Armory, yet your fight with Stevie Sparks drew more people than that. You realize, yo, dog, I was doing bigger crowds on my own shit. Like, this shit is small potatoes. And that's all he really did on the PBC that the PBC, like, promoted. The Terrell Gachet fight. Other than that, all his other fights, they've been back home in Australia, promoted by No Limit. The Ocampo fight, the Harrison fight, the fucking fight he just had this weekend. And you see the size of the crowd. You see the size of the promotion. So I believe that when he first entered into that deal, they didn't realize, yo, dog, they just trying to knock you off. They didn't sign him because they're going to promote him. They wanted to be able to jukes him, and it didn't work.
Yep, he
wasn't supposed to win that motherfucking Terrell Gachet fight. They thought he was just anybody Australia. They looked past him, not realizing, yo, this dude got boxing royalty blood in his veins, fam. Do you know who this guy is? Do you know who his father is? Have you been seeing them? Even now, if you go on Twitter right now, you still got people acting like they're like, yo, this Tim Zoo kid is serious, fam. I've been saying it. I'm gonna say I've been saying it for 3 years, maybe a little longer. Go to the videos. Don't believe me. Go in the search bar, put in Zoo, and you'll see all the videos I did about him. That this kid is serious, man. Chip off the old block. He ain't no Julio Cesar Chavez. This kid is for real. They thought, this is just some Australian kid, man. He ain't nobody. They thinking because you know what I'm saying? That's how they probably thought that Gachet was gonna beat him. That's what they thought. And when he won, yeah, that fucked up your plans, bro. Because he wasn't. They wanted the WBO interim to go to Terrell Gachet so that they could be in control. When Terrell Gachet don't win the fight, now you're fucked. Because Tim still wants your guy. He wants Mel. He wants them belts.
But then
and
they
that
tried the
wasn't
next
your
best
plan.
option. They tried the next option. Okay, let's put Tony in the one guy who
There
beat
you
Jamel.
go.
Let's try to get him
let's
in.
Put Tony, let's send Tony over there.
That didn't work.
Initially,
Tony got his ass beat like nothing, bro. Like
initially, when they first, for those that don't know, they tried to do the Harrison fight before. Tony didn't want to go to Australia.
Nope, sure didn't.
After the Terrell Gachet fight, then they sent Tony, and I looked at that. I'm like, I see what it is. Y'all thought Terrell was going to beat him, and when he didn't beat him, I sent an auxiliary. Let's send him another guy because we want that WBO interim. If we get that, we control all the pieces on the board. Right now, we can't control Tim. We can't tell Tim, yeah, we're not going to give you Jermel. We can't tell him that because the bulk of what he makes per fight, it doesn't come from us. Hell, none of it comes from y'all. His money comes from Australia. His fans that show up for the fight, the people that buy it on pay-per-view, that's where his money come from. If his money not coming from y'all, what are you contributing again?
All they're doing is paying to subsidize his broadcast. That's all they're doing.
So we can see it. That's it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. So
even though they're gone,
Yeah.
They're gone now. But in a nutshell, like they just, it wasn't their plan. Like even now, I don't think Jamel is gonna fight him for a number of reasons. I don't think Jamel is gonna fight him. See, I think Jamel is gonna go to 160. I said this already. Don't think Jamel is gonna fight him. I think he may fight Adames. That's who I think he might fight. I don't think
Jamel might fight Jamel might fight Jamal before he fights Tim Zoo.
I'm telling you that. What I think is gonna happen is okay. Jamal, if he takes care of business with Jose, after that, he fights Caleb Plant at 168, vacates the WBC, goes to Adames, at which point Jamel comes back and he challenges him for it. I don't believe Jamel is coming back to 154. Now, that's not a bad sequence of fights when you think about it, being honest. That's not bad. I could go for Caleb Plant versus Jamal Charlo. Yeah, I'd go for that.
I like Jamel versus Carlos.
And I like Jamel versus Carlos Adames. I mean, I go for that. That's not bad.
Carlos Adames beats Jamel, in my opinion, if they fight. He beats him.
Well,
in my opinion.
I'm saying, how long is Adames going to be out before they fight?
Thank you. Did he fight twice this year? Or what?
Isn't Carlos Adames supposed to fight Canelo or some shit like that?
Well, that's what. I don't even know with that shit, bro. I don't even.
Did Carlos fight once or twice this year? Was it once? Right?
He fought once, bro. He fought once.
All right, that was against J Rock, right? That was it. Oh, okay.
No, who was it? It was J Rock. J Rock was the last one, and who was it before that? Montiel.
Yeah, was that this year or was it the Montiel fight this year? Last year? I don't know. I can't remember. Let me see. Let me find out. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, and why out of all people, why is Carlos Adames getting a Canelo shot? What the fuck?
He's not, Chris.
We don't. I'm not gonna say that. No, look, I'm not gonna say it's open right now because I said it in a video I did. Maybe it was they plan to have Canelo fight the Charlo brothers, both of them, for the first two fights, right? That might have been their plan, but you got to change that, bro. Nobody want to see him fight Jamal, bro. Not behind what Jamel just did and how he looked. Nobody want to see him fight Mo.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe the Montiel was in there with him, bro.
The Montiel fight was late last year.
Well, so he only fought once.
Once last year and once this year. Great.
PBC for you, bro.
Part-time fighters.
I'm gonna go take a piss and be right back.
That's the thing, though, with these part-time fighters, because Sean Porter for years was only fought once or twice a year, And then, like when he announced his retirement, everyone was like, "Why? Why are you retiring?" It's like
I think getting stopped by Terrence really demoralized him. He's like, all right, I'm pretty much done. That he tends to do that.
His last fight, he basically got paid. You know, I don't know.
He got a career high purse, didn't he? I think he got a career high purse
did.
in the Crawford fight. Yeah.
To me, PBC treated him like a redheaded stepchild because he wasn't supposed to take.
He was a stepping stone, more or less. That's what he was.
Yeah, and he wasn't supposed to take.
Spence and maybe Garcia too. So
yeah, he wasn't supposed to take their golden boy Errol Spence to the cleaners like that.
No, he wasn't.
That was supposed to
be a comfortable win.
Yep, easy route.
That should have been like that was the second clue that Spence wasn't all that. The first one was when he fought Mikey Garcia and couldn't knock out a fat featherweight.
Or drop him.
What were you guys talking about? I went to the bathroom in regarding to Spence.
Oh, we was talking about Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Oh, you talk about Amber Heard shitting on Johnny Depp's bed. That's crazy. But what were you guys talking about in terms of Spence? Don't fuck with me, guys.
Oh no,
not just Sean Porter bringing up Sean Porter and just others, some shit like that.
To be fair,
but
wasn't that Sean Porter always an opponent? Really, if you look at it.
Say what, Leo?
It was an opponent that it was just an opponent for these other guys to pick or to look. It was it was a test for the upcoming guys, really, because Sean Porter was never like. It was on the level of. For me, it wasn't on the level of a prime Errol Spence, like that kind of guy with the high ceiling.
That's true,
but he still gave him a tough. He still gave him a tough fight, probably the toughest in his career. So
but he wasn't supposed to beat Adrian Broner, like he wasn't supposed to, and he didn't beat Kell Brook. Good God, he did not beat Kell Brook.
No, he didn't. No.
But it was a tough fight though. Like
it was.
Like if they would have gave it to Sean Porter, I know people could have screamed robbery, but it would have been one of those fights like, hey, it was a tough fight, man.
Kell won comfortably. He beat him comfortably though. So he did.
He wasn't supposed to beat Keith Thurman, and he didn't. I'm not even sure he was supposed to beat Ugas, but he did. Like
that was a rookie. He gave Keith a good fight. He gave Keith a good fight. That was a good fight.
He did not beat Ugas at all. Your Dennis Ugas won that fight against Sean Porter.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Opinion.
I won't argue with that either. I don't think you're supposed to beat Danny Garcia. Like Sean Porter's in a lot.
Honestly, when he fought Danny, I don't really think PBC cared who won when he fought Danny. If I'm being honest, I think it was probably a crossroads for both guys.
You know what? That's probably true. That was probably like one of those like, okay, whoever wins gets to be our stepping stone guy.
Wins the vacant title, and then we'll just use him. We'll use the winner as a stepping stone for Spence after that, or whatever. So.
Yeah. God. And then it turned out that Sean Porter ended up being the most popular one of them because he ended up fighting everyone. Imagine that.
Yep.
But if you look at it from this perspective, Errol Spence said that was an easy fight, and he went life and death with him. Like, and you saw what Terence Crawford did. Like, people should have known a while back, but that Sean Porter fight against Terence Crawford should have solidified it in your minds that, hey, don't put this guy near Errol Spence because he's going to hurt him. Yo, bro,
well,
I'm
Chris,
telling you this.
I'll tell you why they didn't do that, because they immediately said, oh, that's triangle theory. You can't do triangle theory. And my response to that would be, I mean, that's not wrong. You can't do triangle theory. However, counterpoint, what exactly does Sean Porter do that's so different from Errol Spence in terms of styles and fights, other than one's orthodox and one's southpaw? The answer is nothing. They're both front foot brawlers who can't punch.
Yeah, and now you saw what happened. And Felix Diaz put more resistance up against fucking Bud Crawford, and you saw what he did to Felix Diaz.
Jose Benavidez on one fucking leg put up more resistance than any of these fucks.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that was the easiest fight of Bud's career, bro. That shit was so embarrassing. Like
most of that shit was target practice.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Blu-ray, Errol Spence's former strength and conditioning coach said, that fight was so bad I'll never watch it again. Like, a lot of people who fuck with Errol were traumatized by that. I was like, how did y'all not see this? This guy dead ass doesn't move his head. This guy comes in on straight lines. He's weight drained. This like everything just was
That's
going
because
wrong for him,
Chris,
and yet
they
still
can't see
found a
past
way
their
to
ego. They can't see past
fuck.
their ego.
All right, cool. And
Man,
that's what
all those
that's gonna be
basketball
that show,
players,
man.
all those basketball players who were such super fans and did all the promotion for PBC, James Harden, Dillian
Oh, bro,
Lillard,
did you see the look on
they
their
were all
faces?
gone.
Did you see the look on their faces?
Oh, they
all
were
that
shocked.
They were mortified.
all that dick eating, all that dick eating. They were dick eating badly. All
They-
that
you know,
Steven
fucking dick
Jackson.
eating.
did you guys see the Simpsons Halloween episode where like the comic guy was looked up to see an oncoming death rush and it was like, I wasted my life. That was all them motherfuckers when they saw what Crawford did to Spence. That was just like
Yo, bro,
open mouth
because
shock.
Let me read the super
What
chat,
the
guys.
fuck?
Will said the fight game doesn't need more movie stars, businessmen, and attractions. We need more fighters who are willing to work instead of waiting for low risk, high reward fights. The well has dried up. It actually has, because when you think about the way their stable operates, for example, this was just a few weeks ago, guys. The whole Frank Martin thing. Where are you going to get a 7-figure payday now, Frank? Doing what? You literally you don't even have a broadcaster right now. Where are you gonna get a some? You walked away from $1 million like you got that shit falling out your pocket. Like they lining up around the block to give your ass $1 million. You just walked away from that. And what you doing? Taking pictures on Instagram.
Julius,
Yo, listen, bro.
I told you, Julius, that guy is not gonna fight.
Listen, motherfucker cost me $1 million. Listen, motherfuckers cost me $1 million. Yo, somebody got to get robbed. Somebody got to get shot. I'm not gonna be in a good mood. How the fuck look like being in a good mood? You just cost me a mil or whatever. You just cost me like $1 million. Listening to y'all motherfuckers.
How many
And a title
fighters
shot.
has PBC? How many fighters has PBC and Al Heyman took money from that way? Frank Martin, Boots Ennis, Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder,
Adam Kalmowski, Luis Ortiz, Javante Davis.
I think Adam Kalmowski is the worst because he's the least skilled out of all of them. He's the least skilled out of all of them.
Listen, he could have got knocked out the same way he got knocked out by Hellenius, just for more money.
Let me ask y'all a question right quick. Let me ask y'all something right quick. Hold on.
Go ahead.
When Tank was offered when the Tevin Farmer Tank Davis fight was being discussed, around that time, I think that Gervonta really should have taken that fight, and I'm sure you guys will agree with me. But I think around that time, Tevin was kind of on a hot streak, and I saw the fight as more of a 50-50 matchup to where he could possibly get beat. What do y'all think?
Oh, this is the thing. Tevin doesn't have power. He has a lot of skills, but he didn't have power.
Yeah.
So if you figure, yo, this dude, he can't knock me out. I just got to get in couple of good ones, maybe one good one. Just get in a couple of good ones. I'll take him out for the 2 belts and the 7 or 8 mil. I'm doing it. And the way you know that, okay, you should have did it. Jose Ramirez went over there just fine, bro. He got his 4 mil and got up out of there. Got 2 belts, 4 mil, got up out of there. Motherfucking Mikey went over there, got 7 mil for Jesse Vargas, bro. Jesse Vargas don't get 7 mil for fighting Jesse Vargas. Fucking Mikey got that shit, bro. So the getting was good. The getting was good, and you just didn't get. The reason, and I still think this to this day, remember, at that time, Gervonta had never been on pay-per-view. He ends up on pay-per-view after that. Why? Because y'all told him to reject that 8 mil for Tevin Farmer. Y'all gotta do something for him now. Y'all just told him to reject 8 mil. Same shit with Wilder. Yo, y'all told Wilder, reject that 100 mil. All right, well, y'all better give him something. And they did. They gave him that care package, whatever it was. They gave him like $14 million to fight Dominic Brazil.
Then he goes to Fox.
And he goes to Fox. He's stupid.
Bro,
y'all motherfuckers is stupid, bro.
Imagine the money that Jamal Charlo would have been making instead of just belly aching waiting for a big fight in Showtime, bro.
They offered more. They offered more. 7 mil. Come fight Demetrius. Unified titles. Nope. And we supposed to believe
Eddie offered us to send Demetrius to them. He said, "Okay, we'll send him to you."
Well, we supposed to believe that the money is real for Andy Ruiz. It's real for Mikey Garcia. It's real for Jesse Vargas, who was with them at the time. Don't forget, before he went to the zone, where was he? On PBC. He fought Adrian Broner. The money is real for everybody else. But when they offered it to them, it was fake. No, y'all just didn't want no problems. Y'all just don't want to work. Y'all don't want to fight.
That's the point. I think they saw those guys, Tevin, as risks. They did. It was a risk.
You know what I'm saying? They
He
don't
could have
want
been
to.
beatable with Tank, but like when these guys step up, man, they lose spectacularly, and that's
What,
what that
Mm-hmm.
is, man.
it's a risk to fight a unified world champion? My
It,
God.
God, my fucking God. Jason, my sentiments exactly. How in the fuck did you turn down $8 million and for a guy who does not hit as hard as you? And you're that skillful. If you really like that, it's nothing for you to accept that
Chris,
offer, get them belts, and go back to PBC
It's a
and pop
big
shit.
miss.
Chris.
Yeah.
One left hook to the dome would have strained that eye for Tevin Farmer.
That's true though.
That's a
Like you know,
fucking fact.
like a slot machine. Like his shit would have been like that. It'd been like, thanks,
He would have
Tank.
been like, "Yo, thanks, Tank." Yeah, exactly.
Like,
This
send
is
me
why
an optometrist
no,
visit,
but
bro.
not to have a punch. He a knockout artist. Imagine that.
Well, he's
Fucking
not at.
hard.
yeah, he's not seeing double.
He's not at. The shit is he's not at 30 anymore. If you notice, that was at 135. That guy that he knocked out, that was at 135.
Oh
Before when
yeah,
they offered him the bread for Javante, that was
yeah.
at 130 where he had the
Super feather. I
IBF.
know. Yeah. Yep.
Well, now at
So
135,
yeah,
he can see straight, not seeing double anymore. That's why
it,
he
it
knocked
could be
people out.
that. It could be that they fixed the odds so now he could see what he's throwing at. But you know, I mean, it's a lot of stories like that, and I wonder, has Jamal Charlo even cleared $7 million for a single fight since you
You know the answer.
rejected that?
I don't think he's
'Cause
cleared
I
$7
don't-
You know the
million
answer.
for all his fights.
Because I don't think you made 7 mil in the bubble in 2020. Nah, they wasn't giving out paydays like that, so I don't think you made 7 mil from that.
Do you think Jermar Charlo has $7 million now?
No.
If he did, he'd be able to pay for BLTs.
Saying.
This is why Stephen Fulton gets all this respect that maybe even a little excessive. He's the guy who put his foot down and said, "Are you going to pay me $3 million to fight somebody else? If the answer is not yes, fuck off. I'm fighting anyway."
Well, the reason that he gets respect is because he showed win, lose, or draw. I'm not a coward. I'm a fighter. That's what I do. I fight.
I thought he pulled a Frank Martin. I thought he wasn't going to do it, y'all. I really did.
You know what I'm saying? We had a reason to believe that because the story was he was about to go to Feather to fight Brandon again. So he did some, like, he still has my respect. Like, no, I'm not a fucking coward. I'll fight the fucking guy. I'll go where, you know, I got to go to fight the fucking guy. You got to respect that. Like, win or lose, yeah, I respect that. I ain't no bitch. I'll go over there and fight your boy. But these guys, no, they didn't want to know. And it's not a secret why they ended up like, I look at Adam, I'm like, yo, you really fucked up, man, because you had just had a kid when all that happened. You could have got 3-4 mil, whatever it was. I think it was 5 or something. I'm like, fam, like you could have bought a house with that, bro. You could have started up a business with that outside of the boxing shit.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I gotta ask you guys a question. It sounds fucked up, but you know I'm a
You
foul
gonna be
nigga, right?
breakdancing on Nassau Ave before you know it, bro.
I have to ask you guys a question. I'm a foul nigga, but y'all know this. Yo, if his wife brings up that you fucked over $3 to $4 million, do you think he beats her up?
Nah, I don't think she. Nah, you know what? I don't think she reads boxing scene, bro. He better.
She probably don't even know we turned down that much money.
Listen, Adam is
For the
not
best.
people.
That's the best for her because let me tell you something. A lot of these boxers, bro, when shit hits the fan and people call them out on their bullshit, bro, they turn rogue.
Yo,
and they
talk
start beat up
about
on
it,
their wives.
Kelvin brought it up. I forgot. They offered him recently. They offered him recently $1 million to fight Derek. What does he do? He fought the fucking guy on PBC and lost that shit. Like, yo, bro, like it's sad, bro. Like, but that's what you get listening to them people, man.
I mean, y'all know the guy he beat last. Daniel Dubois knocked him out in the round.
Bruh, trying to tell you that
the only people who make money in the PBC were those YouTube channels. They were the only ones, and now they're all gone.
Honestly, yeah, because the networks aren't turning over a profit from those pay-per-views. Like, no, they're not. And Al, like outside of whatever fees he's getting from the fighters, managerial, advisor, whatever fee, there's only 2 people making money. Dumbass YouTubers that hype him up and Al. Fighters ain't getting none out of that shit. It's silly. But I guess you know to go back. Oh my God, what is it with these fucked up mics, man?
It's not me.
If y'all motherfuckers is doing something else, be doing something else, please. It was just a few weeks ago, this Frank Martin shit. He was like, nah, it's the business. It's the business. He got Bro, you just walked away from $1 million fucking dollars, bro. What are you gonna do now?
That was smart
What
business.
is it still a business? You fucking
Now they gotta
moron.
pay you
What
what you
if,
weigh.
Can you
Jules?
do
What if
that
Frank
again?
Martin said, I just wanted that little extra something, something. That just that little something, something.
Like what's
That's
wrong with what's like I don't understand. Like, yo, how dumb you gotta be, fam? Like on some real shit. Like how dumb listen, it's the equivalent, like me and my mans in them come up with scenarios. Yo, would you fight this motherfucker for $1 million? Hell yeah. And I'll take a dive, but I'll fight him though, right? You a trained fighter. You fucking unbeaten. They offering you $1 million. You never seen that. Stop fronting. You never seen that. You never seen $1 million, fam. They giving you that. Even if you go out there and you lose, if you crack this motherfucker one good time and put the fear of God in him, even if you lose, you come out all right. I got my meal. I performed well. Give me another fight. I need something. All right, bro. You do your
I need a
thing, bro.
little extra something. So credit to Stevie Fulton because he did what he's supposed to do.
That's what you supposed to do, bro. That's what you supposed to get that. Like, yo, you not in this like what I said earlier. All you really got over there is a lot of boxers that don't want to box. In a
They
nutshell,
want to be
you got
pampered.
they want to be rappers and they want to be in real estate and they want to, do seminars like
I thought
Tony
Danny Garcia was
Robbins.
making all them mills in real estate, but
Like,
he
where
want to fight
Danny
though.
gonna fight now, bro? What you gonna go? You gonna go to Amazon and show him Danny eyebrows? You gonna show him his hairline? Look at his hairline. It's
Yeah,
still
I mean,
intact.
Hairline,
That's
his
all you need.
toes.
boxing has largely a fucking working class, audience, and they can't relate to that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that shit is common sense shit that what you had over there when they had the Waddle and Reed money, those fighters were being paid well in excess of what they were worth. And moving forward, they wanted those kind of paydays every time they get out there. It's not cost feasible. It's like game dogs, bro. Fat and happy game dog ain't gonna want to fight. No, you gotta starve his ass, make him mean, and sharpen him and make him work. That's how you get a good game dog. You don't get a good game dog giving him steak every fucking night. You were giving Leo a fucking 122 pounder, 7-figure paydays for fighting who, bro? Who?
How
They
you
they
know
not
about
on
this
that
game dog, bro?
Clubber Lang diet, yo.
Q says, I won't lie, Ring. I understand trying to get money for the ads, but every 5 minutes, yeah, man, I'm trying to get. It's look. I'll tell you what. You send me $100 right now, I'll turn the ads off.
No, don't do that. That's your money. Don't let
No,
I don't care
I
if you
ain't
send
mad
me.
at that. Yo, that's because
Nah,
listen. I'm trying to teach y'all. I'm trying to teach y'all how to hustle. It's very simple. I see that there is a demand. There is a demand for less ads. If you compensate me for the revenue that I'm not going to get for the ads, I turn them bitches off.
No,
We have a
Jules,
deal.
Jules, you better get that ad money. Shit.
No,
Three
because
words.
if you
bro. Get
because
your
if he
ad
send
money.
me no, because if he send me a hundo right now, I got my money.
Three
Julius,
words.
about that.
You
Wait. About that, can you habilitate the member? Can you habilitate the membership option on your channel? Is
Oh no,
that
I haven't
something you can?
enabled that shit yet. I gotta enable that shit.
Yeah,
I gotta
because
yeah,
enable that
I
viewership,
shit.
personally
YouTube
I
Premium.
will willing to pay for a membership to your channel if it was available.
Bro, all I'm gonna do is post dick pics on that shit. You sure
Oh
you
my
want to do that?
fucking god! What is wrong with this? Yo, it's my birthday. Can we please keep the caution
No,
to a minimum?
chill. But
It's
it's
me
like,
and
yo,
Sophia's
listen, it was
birthday,
like the
dude.
KO boxing talk cat, right? I put him on the spot. Yo, whoever filing their nails or typing in a computer, mute yourself. Right? I told the cat because he kept fucking using my name for shit. I tell you what, you want me to go to your channel. If you want me to go to your channel, I'll make you a deal. You got to give me $100 to go to your channel. You give me $100, I go to your channel. Otherwise, we got to do it on my channel because my
Yeah,
platform is bigger than yours, and I'm missing money going to your platform. I'm missing money. We ain't cool. Like, I don't mind going on nobody platform that I'm cool with. Me and you not cool. So if I gotta miss money, give me the money that I would have made. Otherwise,
that's
you come where I am. So
A-Side
in this
Joe.
situation, in this situation, if you want me to turn off the ads, yeah, I'll do that for you. Just send me some money. There's
A-Side
no
Joe.
such thing as a free lunch.
As
Such thing.
Nope.
PBC is starting to learn.
As P.T. Barnum probably said it too, or maybe somebody else.
I tell you, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Everything costs something. I can't accommodate you for a price.
But
that's how you hustle.
There's also a sucker born every minute.
You know what I'm saying? Now, all these guys, shout out to my man, Mr. Calderon. Yo, the good thing is, if they do end up on Amazon, they can use the roster to deliver packages when they ask.
Oh, yo.
That's funny.
Wow.
I told you. Yo, you gonna hear him. You gonna open the door. Ugas gonna be out there shit. You got it back. You got it back.
Yo, that is true.
I'm gonna be all puffed up like he just fought Errol. Who got back?
They got Dominicans on fucking vans. They subletting those people to deliver packages, man.
Hey, they gonna subsidize PBC fighters as Amazon drivers, bro. You can get Danny Garcia outside your shit with his two-tone suit and shit, his hairline or whatever.
You know what? You know. He's the type of dude that wear a two-tone suit delivering packages.
Try to tell you, B, you gonna get Jermall Charlo out your shit with the peroxide and all of that. He gonna be delivering lines only. You know what I'm saying? You be outside your shit.
Oh,
you
shit!
Raleigh
He out there in a waiter outfit and the badge says "Lions Only."
when I think about this stable, because what people immediately think about are the one or two big contracts or the one or two big fighters, right? But they'll think about Canelo, they'll think about Crawford, and they'll think about Gervonta. But that's not the stable. That's 3 people, bro. That's only 3 people. You got all these other motherfuckers, and I'm not trying to knock them neither, but you got all these other motherfuckers that ain't worth no money. So you need an annual budget. I feel like the Zone would give them that budget to do those regular shows. Yeah, they'll give you a budget to do some regular shows, just like Golden Boy got a budget and Matchroom got a budget. I don't know, and I haven't heard, like I said, all I heard about Amazon is some pay-per-view distribution shit. I ain't nothing about them making like a full-on commitment to doing shows.
That's why it'd be more sensible to go to the Zone, because they're all in on boxing. Whereas Amazon, they do this shit occasionally.
Man, if all you talking about is distributing Canelo fights on pay-per-view, well, anybody could fucking do that shit. Like, pay-per-view.com does that shit. Fight does that shit. That now they don't have a commitment to a stable or a broadcaster. They simply distribute the pay-per-views. And I see what the ideology is, that if you're on a really big platform that has over 100 million subscribers, that's that many more people you can advertise to. But you're advertising to people who don't watch boxing. People are on Amazon for a lot of things. They on there for socks, water guns, motherfucking swords, Nerf guns, white tees, underwear. Most of them people is not on there for boxing. So that's like if Jay go to the mall and they advertising motherfucking cock rings. Well, I don't need cock rings, bro. I don't need that shit.
Why out of everything?
Just some shit you don't need, bro. Some shit you don't need, bro.
Let a bad bitch tell you to put this cock ring on, and you gonna do it. So shut
I
the
ain't
fuck
gonna
up,
front. I ain't gonna front. Motherfucking Ice Spice told me to put a cock ring on. I'd put that shit on. Her little pale ass.
Alicia Baumgartner tells you to put it on. What you doing?
That's it. That's it.
Can I answer? Can I answer the question? Can I answer?
You can answer the question.
Can I answer? Let me answer.
Please, AJ,
yes.
please, no.
Yes.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's the homie. Respect. That's the homie. But the shit is, right? You are advertising something to a consumer that you don't. That's not your base. That's not your market, bro. That's like if I go to a country music concert and I start spitting some Rakim shit or some Beanie. It's a country music concert, bro. All right,
Or just start spitting that shit back. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be some crazy shit. But they not. In other words, they're not there for that. You are once again ignoring your market. Your market are sports fans, bro. It's kind of like you trying to get away from that. Your market is sports fans. So you need to you need to go to where the sports is at. The sports is at ESPN. The sports is at the Zone. Now, that's not saying that Amazon don't do no sports. They do football, but how many of them football fans is boxing fans? Tell me. How many?
There might be a small contingent. There might be a small contingent.
I'm saying, bro, like it's just all of it is common sense shit, but it's like the people over there ain't got no fucking common sense, bro.
If it was as many as people they would like to think, there'd be more boxing talk on First Take in the morning and less football talk.
You know that's the best example, bro. ESPN actually shows boxing, but you rarely hear Stephen A. Smith. You think Stephen A. Smith was talking about Rendezvous the next day, bro? Then he's talking about that shit. Then he's talking about Tim Tszyu just beat the shit out this guy, bro. It was fucking beautiful. He should be talked about, but was he talked about on ESPN? Nah, right? And they actually show boxing. So what the fuck make you think that Amazon is gonna pull out all the stops because Gary Antoine Russell is eating a ham sandwich, bro? Really? What you think they're gonna have him splattered all over the place? You're gonna open up the shit? You gonna see Danny Garcia's hairline? No, bro. Like, what fucking fantasy do you silly motherfuckers live in?
Danny Garcia's hairline.
That's a shame because, like, wasn't Residual's fight with Garcia the best fight on the card?
Listen, what they need to do is put a bunch of potatoes in the fucking freezer. Find out where these fucking guys live, and as soon as they come out their house, throw them fucking potatoes at their face. Like, what's wrong with you, fam? Are you a fucking moron?
Here's
what
the
fuck
do,
is
Jules.
You're doing shit, bro.
Amazon is going to just use this as the spin-off to their new show. I don't know what the title's going to be, but it's going to be Rolly Romero trying to be an Amazon truck delivery guy, trying to read GPS and getting confused. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be high comedy.
Fucking stupid, bro. Like the shit. Like, do you know how fucking dumb you sound saying that fucking shit? What's the advantage, bro? Because all the boxing fans are on Amazon? Really? You know where the boxing fans are. What is it you have against this DAZN platform? And you know what it really is, which is why I'm telling you, the human race, the human species, 75% of that shit, I am not lying to you. You could discard 75% of that shit. It's just like Thanos said.
Julius,
why? Wait, let me tell you why. They only doing this shit because somebody told them DAZN is bad. That's all it is. Like, you still propping that up because you don't want to be wrong. When in reality, as a consumer, that would benefit you. 3 different types of brands of boxing on one platform for one price. But you're so fucking stupid. Like, you are that stupid that Al could come here, take your shirt off, and sell it back to you, and you'll.
Julius, look, sometimes I argue.
Leo.
Go ahead, Leo.
Jason.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Sometimes I argue with people about different subjects, but the Rolly Romero is my favorite subject because at what point of the conversation they told me, but you cannot deny Rolly Romero is entertaining, and I'm like, you're really admitting that shit to me? Yeah. Like, I'm trying to be educated. You're literally telling me you're a fucking idiot if you find that guy entertaining.
Yo, honestly, when I think about, like, I get mad when I think of, like, I'm like, yo, y'all, I never laughed off of nothing this retarded ass motherfuckers. I don't laugh at stupid shit he say. I don't know, that shit ain't funny. This dude is I look at him and it's like, yo, it's really hard to be a boxing fan.
Jules, but it's funny when you enact him, though.
I'm in the middle of a sentence, bro. It's fucking hard to be a boxing fan and take the sport seriously, knowing, yo, they really got this dude a belt. He really got a belt. He a champion.
Well, Tony Weeks did, so.
That's crazy. Like this is not a serious sport. These things serious. You can't like if you in the NBA, you in the MLB, you in the NFL, yeah, you got to work, bro. You got to win that chip. You got to work, bro. In boxing, only get a belt.
Who's outside?
Country. Jesus.
Who the fuck is that?
It's country. I can see his little thing. Oh. Yeah.
If you in the middle of a fucking tornado, worry about the fucking tornado, bro.
I ain't in no tornado, man.
We gotta talk about this boxing, man, because before I meet Satan prematurely, we gonna talk this boxing.
Like,
fuck the tornado. Like, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? Fucking run? Where I'm
but on
going?
some real shit,
We
it's like,
talking
how
this
can you?
boxing.
You know, you can't like look at Kobe, right? God bless the dead, the drive, the ethic, the just the desire to be
The
a
butt
champion.
fucking.
The bet.
The butt fucking.
What?
You know why? You know why he got caught up with that thing. The girl said he sodomized her.
Bro, what the I'm
Yeah.
just talking about his dedication to his sport, bro. How
Yeah,
the fuck
dude.
you turn that into butt fucking?
What
Pause.
the
Like,
fuck is
Bro,
OBG?
shut up.
let me. All right, once again, Kobe's, God bless the dead, his dedication to his craft. Tom Brady, bro, this motherfucker got divorced. How much he loved playing football. You know what I'm saying? You see these guys and they love for what they do, and you like, yeah, man, like you really can't half-ass it in these sports. You got to love this, man. You know what I'm saying? You see MLB, all the greats and all that great shit, and that's fucking great. Stanley Cup, NHL. And then you look over at boxing. Yo, the shit is like a gag. Like, yo, that retarded motherfucker got a belt? He's a champion in boxing?
And not to doing everything they can to make sure he keeps it.
Hey, fellas, if Rolly is a champion in boxing, bro, you can be a fucking astronaut tomorrow.
Bro,
Don't
Rolly
give
is
up on
like
your dreams.
Rolly is like every retarded kid rolled into one. Like if they all just wrung them like a washcloth, like, and you rolled them all into one person, Rolly will pop out that shit. Rolly will start dripping. Like, yo, this dude is a
Jules,
retard.
can you enact
Yo,
Rolly driving an Amazon truck?
Julius, are you
you's a
telling me
sick
that
nigga.
Rolly
You worse
Romero,
than me, bro.
Rolly
Please,
Romero is a
for the
quintessential
fans.
retard kid?
He is, yo, I told y'all, he's that dude that he fucking bitches. You know, like that retarded kid on the block that where the bitches at? He's that guy. And you'll talk to him just to laugh at his ass. Like, yo, where the bitches at, my guy? Where they at, yo? Them bitches. Trying to get these hoes. That's Rolly. Like that's that guy. Like, yo, go to the store, give me some Dutches, bro. Tell me where the
He's
the
a
hoes
go to the
at, bro.
store guy like
Jules,
Tio's
you're right.
dad.
It is a
Can I
joke
just
because
say real quick
Wow,
though,
nigga.
you know what I like today, Jules, that I saw on Twitter is people pushing back on that bullshit poverty narrative from the Haney pro-grade press conference. Like, my guy, we don't care about the slums no more, bro. That's not bragging rights. So like, how you use that to sell a fight, bro? Come on. We don't
Yeah,
give a
that's the
fuck.
other thing that like I think one thing I like about the Haneys, you say what they want about the fights, but his dad is there. People need to see that image, bro. Like for real though, like yeah, his dad is there. Even Teofimo's retarded ass father. I think it's beautiful though that they doing that together. You know, yeah, y'all gonna crash and burn, but y'all
but it will be together.
Yeah, but like
And
the
that's the
notion, like,
important
no,
thing.
as the
Haney's
80s
like,
baby, as an 80s baby that grew up without their dad, I never seen the man. I don't know him, right? I think it's a beautiful thing. Even though your dad is a fucking retard, I still think that's a beautiful thing that you got your dad right there and y'all doing that. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a positive image. Stop celebrating degeneracy and mediocrity. Like not knowing your father is not a good thing. It's like it's not a good thing, bro. Ain't nothing to be
and
bragging about, you know what I'm
and
saying?
Jules,
clowning a
Wait, Jules, you got
motherfucker,
that
clowning
photo?
a motherfucker. No, clowning a motherfucker because he got both parents. Like he had a choice. He didn't have a choice. That was just
Yeah,
his
bro.
luck.
All you telling the world is my daddy didn't give a fuck about me.
Yo, chill. This
That's to
is
talk about
I'm
positive
saying,
you know,
images,
I'm saying,
man.
Jules,
like,
He
Jules, you
got
got that
both
photo? You got
daughters.
that photo?
Yeah.
hold on,
You
I'll
know
pull
what
that
I'm
shit
talking
out in
about.
a minute. Hold on. Like, but for real, like, I'm tired of the fake hard shit. Like, bro, all the only shit is for real though. Yeah, look, my generation, we didn't know our fathers. We suffered for that. That's fucking cool. But that's nothing to brag about, though. Like, nah, that's not nothing to brag about. How I know? I'm a fucking father, bro. You gotta have your dad there to make sure you good. When you have kids, you'll realize that. If you're not some deadbeat piece of shit bastard, that you a father. You're not just a dude that nothing some bitch, you a father. You raise your children, right? You realize, yeah, that's an advantage, man. It's a great advantage to have both parental units doing what they need to do for the child. It's nothing to brag about that you don't know your dad, bro. That just mean
It's
your
not.
daddy and your mommy ain't shit.
Or are you
Jules,
like
what will Mark Kriegel?
Tank saying the other day, like, man, the judge want to keep me here. I'm fighting for my life. Like, bro, come on, bro. I don't hear Usyk crying every time Ukraine's in a war. Every microphone that comes in his face.
Word, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucking, you got all these father-son duos, you know, Berlanga's dad and all his stints at Rikers or whatever. That's fucking beautiful, bro, that y'all doing this now. Y'all together, you raise your son, you got him in a business, and that's a beautiful thing. So even though I don't agree with, you know, the Haney Lomachenko outcome, it's still dope he got his dad there. Like I said, as a father, just be a dad. When his dad landed in Australia, my eyes almost welled up. I was like, "Yo, that's a beautiful thing, man." Because remember, he was about
just about to say
to
that, Jules.
he was about to not be able to go. And yo, when his dad got, I was like, "Yo, that shit is dope, bro."
Dude, he's a fucking degenerate.
Jules, that shit was like out of a movie. You know what I mean?
It was some movie shit, bro. He got out they had the music playing and
That's a
all of that. I was
movie
like,
shit.
shit was dope, bro. Like, I thought that was a beautiful fucking thing, bro. Like, a lot of people don't get to say that.
But Jules, think about it like this. Think about it like this. If he wasn't a fucking degenerate, it wouldn't happen. But we rewarded degeneracy by letting that motherfucker come into that country. He should have never sold them drugs. Think about it.
I don't listen. I don't listen, man. Listen, man. That dude is not there
Shut
in
up, Chris. That was
Australia.
over 20 years ago.
Dude was not in Australia to do any old bullshit. His son is fighting. Like, come on now. Like, the fuck. And what's wrong with selling drugs anyway, motherfucker? Like, the fuck? Let us sell these goddamn drugs. People need to get high, Chris. What the fuck? People need coke.
The world is fucked up, man. We need the coping method.
Like, people need
Chris, you want some
cocaine,
coke?
bro.
Chris, you want some coke for your birthday, you fucker?
Oh, shut up.
Shout out to Bill Haney. What the fuck? People need cocaine, bro. Slang them birds, man. Put them shits.
If there was no personal tragedies, if there were no abandoned sons and fathers, what would Mark Kriegel talk about before fights?
Bro, he'd have to make mother-daughter videos, bro.
I mean, fellas, if cocaine didn't exist, if cocaine didn't exist, David wouldn't have got stripped. Let's be real. So
yeah, but Roman, I would say that I would say this honestly. I am not the best example of that. I am honestly not the best example of that because most of these guys that grow up without daddies end up like their mommy. Most of them, they end up like their mommy because that's the person they around the most and they don't know it, but they emulate that shit. They start acting all temperamental and weird and shit and they can't get their emotions in control. Thank God I'm a fucking alien and I view emotional people as fucking weak and stupid and useless. And I wish I could put them all in a blender and press ice crush because I hate emotional people. If you cannot control yourself, bro, go the fuck away. Right? We don't need you.
Maybe that's why they grow up all abusive. All these guys raised in
No, it's the truth that single parent households, and it's not a knock on women. It's not a knock, like it's none of that misogyny shit. It's a fact.
He's calling it as it is.
You need to have both people to emulate. You need to have both people, the empathy of your mother and the reasoning of your father to make you a well-rounded individual. Well-rounded. Whereas a lot of guys and a lot of shit you see in the hood and a lot of shit you see in single parent households, they're emulating what they see around them. Mommy got a big fucking mouth. So does he. Mommy always cursing, getting in this degeneracy bullshit. You just gonna keep that chain going. You got your dad there and your mom there. It is better for you. It's statistically proven. Your outcomes are better when you have both parents. So you're some beautiful thing, man.
What if you have Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty as your parents? You just fucked.
I mean, that's not a good example, bro. Like, it's not a good example. Like,
no, you're
you got Chrissy and Rock and Blue. Like, y'all, like, look, man, for whatever reason, right? And who was it? Sidney Poitier that said this? I think it was Sidney Poitier that said the shit. The hip hop shit was a beautiful thing, and the music industry got a hold of it and made it perverse. And what they started celebrating was the degeneracy that you see when it wasn't really like that. It was people talking about their experiences and their lives, which in some instances, yes, involved degeneracy. But it started to get to the point where you celebrating that, where you promoting that, when you promoting these scuzz bucket, nasty, like Sexy Red. Yo, why is your name Sexy Red? Like,
Jules, it's funny.
It's
Hey, fellas, I
delusion,
mean,
dude.
yeah,
It's
I mean, fellas,
delusion.
that bitch look like Errol Spence.
Before Yellow Beezy or after Yellow Beezy?
Post car wreck.
Probably
I don't
after.
know.
Probably after.
I mean, but fellas,
It was
David
a
Allen
whole.
Greer. David Allen Greer said it best. He said, even though he was joking, I'm never going to forget this. He said, "When did Fight the Power become wait till you see my dick?"
I'm saying, like,
and you know what makes me laugh the most is like these dudes swear every broke dude is tough and every well-off two-family guy is soft. That ain't the case,
no,
yo.
the other thing is they swear that it's so much American arrogance, which is wild to me. Like, for example, right? I'm not gonna name that place where they doing all that shit. Y'all not either, right? Think about that for a second. Don't fucking play because I don't want my shit flagged. Right?
I said nah.
Think about all that shit that's going on over there. It's getting crazy over there, bro. They are bugging out in a way that Americans don't know. But you telling me because your mommy is a bum and your daddy is a deadbeat, you think you got it hard? You think you got it really? You think you got it?
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Leveling, they are literally leveling that shit. And you think you have it hard, you fucking retard?
No, Jules, you're absolutely right. The bed bug problem in France is just out of control.
You a hard rock nigga, right? I want to know, like, if you go to Gaza right now, let's see how much of a hard rock nigga
He
you
literally
are.
just said, "Don't say it." That's what the
My
France
bad,
bed
my
bug
bad.
joke was about. God damn
Fucking
it,
Haitian L, another Haitian L.
Fuck you.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about a lot of the shit that I bring up Mexico all the time. Cartels are a punchline to a lot of you motherfuckers. A lot of the shit that you see in the movie, that's Hollywood shit to you. Down there, that shit is real, bro. That shit is real. That's real. Like, that's real down there, bro. And you think, because mom is on EBT, you going through something like because your neighborhood is a dirty neighborhood full of crime. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, it's so horrible. The fucking nerve. The fucking
Jules, what was that documentary about that one Mexican who was resisting the cartels and it was full of hope and la la da, and then it hit you at the end? My name is so and so. If you're watching this, the cartels have killed me. Like,
bro, there was a lady that is a good example. There was a lady that pursued the cartels that kidnapped her daughter and killed them. Long story short, they killed her. It's fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just telling you that it's not a game. It's not. You listen. You don't know. You don't listen. You think you know violence. You don't know violence. A lot of y'all fucking retards think because your mom is a loser, right? Because people don't use this word enough in the hood, but I think that it needs to get used more so that you have the proper context. A lot of y'all parents is losers, raising losers, not victims, not ABC. And no, you're a loser, and your mom was a loser, and you're being raised by losers to do loser shit. That's what's really going on in proper context. Because quiet as kept. You're not the baddest of the bad. You're not the most violent of the violent. You don't really know what violence is. You don't. These motherfuckers over here, right? They are cutting off heads, bro. They are not like you think you know that. They cutting heads off over there, bro. They coming in your house and torturing you over there, bro. You think you know violence?
They're killing your kids. Like, some of these people are so perverse. They're fucking grandmas on some real evil shit. Like, I don't think people understand and fully grasp the iniquity of these people. It's not a game. And if people think it is, like, yo, just go over there and let's see like how you would survive.
And motherfuckers think because they poor that it's like what I said about like, yeah, you could be from somewhere. What do you do over there, bro? What? Pay rent? What the fuck you do over there?
I gotta feel sorry for you because the judge said you gotta fill out the rest of your probation for a crime you committed. But it's dangerous in Baltimore. They after me like, nah, bro. Fuck
No, listen, man. All right, check this shit out. A lot of y'all, it's the shit I said. Just because you from over, what the fuck do you do over there besides smoke weed, bro? What do you be doing? Be shooting it out?
Not a
Be
fucking.
shooting it out with people, bro. You shoot it out with people over what you get into knife fights and shit. West Side Story.
It's
Yeah,
like
what
you
happened?
said, Jules.
I
All it
saw
takes
this.
crimes are fucking
Hold up, Drew.
women
Hold up,
crimes.
Drew. I
Shut
saw
up.
that. Hey, man, there was this CD I saw on Tower Records. This is a Spanish band called Brujeria, right? On the back of their CD album, they actually had someone, and it was a real picture that you couldn't see their face. You could see the dude holding the machete, and he had the dude's head in his cut off head in his hand by the hair, and was holding it up.
That's
And it was
regular, bro.
real.
That's how we send postcards in Mexico, right, Drew? Like
That
that's how
shit
we
was
send the postcards. Like
that
we
shit was
go to the
real.
neighbor, cut the shit off, cut the shit off, cut the shit off.
And that's who, Jules. That's who the Canelo was negotiating with the night before the fight. But he afraid of some
But these
slick
people think
fighters.
they know,
He
right?
afraid of
They
slick
think
fighters.
the slickness of all the what you put Vaseline on your shoulder, bro? The slickness. Oh my God, he's so slick.
Funny as
Got the
hell,
baby
bro.
oil on the shit, yo. He be slicking. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Virtuoso.
funny as
Speaking of which, I want to quickly establish who the face of boxing is in terms of music artists. Canelo is Taylor Swift and Tank is Sexy
Yo, that's true though. He's not lying. Is he?
You know what I'm saying? So when I think about a lot of this shit, I'm like, yo, I'll be looking at like all these like a lot of this social media shit, which like you should know off top that listen, man, about 95% of that shit is fake. 95. All y'all guys, you not hard, you're poor. It's a difference. You're not doing that. What the fuck are you doing over there, bro? Smoking weed and drinking liquor.
Your stomach is growling.
Wherever you walking, cause you live over here in Missouri, wherever the fuck, bro, you ain't doing nothing over there, bro. You just live there, bro. Calm down. Just live there, bro. Right? You're too stupid to better your circumstances. If you want me to be honest, you're too stupid to better your circumstances. That's why you live there. It's not complicated. I lived in a poor neighborhood. I grew up in 80s Harlem. What the fuck are you talking about? In the thick of the crack era. All right. If you want to leave, you know what you do? You leave. Not complicated.
You get your shit together and leave. Yeah.
Get out of there.
No, but we're talking to people that was excited to take fucking a picture with Espinosa in a suite, like they made it and shit. Motherfucking
word.
groupie shit, yo.
Yo, what you think that picture's gonna be worth? Who's that guy? Oh, he used to. Never mind.
Hey, Jules, check out the super chat, man.
Mr. Clocker says filet mignon is up to 30%. It's rough on the streets. The struggle is real. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, bro. When you think about what's going on, let me tell you what's going on in that place. They have no power, right? Like I feel for all sides of it because it's victims, it's casualties on both sides. But imagine that you have no power, no running water, no food. Bombs are going off. Buildings are getting leveled to the ground. People are literally dying. And you think you have it bad because you're fucking poor? And you're not even that poor. You would, with what you have now, you would be rich there. Rich. And that's not just that place. In a lot of other places in the world, you would be rich. The truth is, you're too stupid to better your circumstance. That's all it is. That is, you have the same opportunities that a lot of young, successful men had who grew up from the same shit that you came from. You have the same opportunities. You're just dumb or drunk or high. And that's what you want to be. You want to be drunk or high. Okay, do you think?
And dumb.
And dumb. Right? It's not a fuck this poor me shit. It's a lot of rich people and a lot of people that came from not good circumstances, bro. And you kind of learn that in college also, you know, if you don't get to see it, if you don't come to understand it like I did at an early age, because I'm smarter than everybody, I am. When you go to college, you see a lot of people that they are here to do business, whether they West Indian or Ghanaian or Nigerian or Indian or Pakistani. You go to college, you broaden your horizons, you see these people in here, they not playing around. They're going to be something. They're going to be something, all right? You have no excuses. But what's the end game? People feeling sorry for you? The Eat Better Today card. Is that the end game? That's what we're shooting for. That's what we want. Not me. Fuck you. Because I don't want that shit. I grew up on that shit like a lot of motherfuckers. I don't want that shit. Imagine me in my fucking 30s, able-bodied, able to clear a building, jump over a building. Fucking government give me some shit. You crazy, bro? Are you nuts? No gracias. Fuck is you talking about? I'll be looking at that shit.
So
Looking
I
at that
gotta ask
shit.
you. I
Go
gotta
ahead, go
ask you
ahead.
a question, guys. Yo, so if you were Will, how much bread would you put on Jada head? I'm starting out like 200K.
Nah, I mean, if you really want to get that bitch, just find a bitch that has herpes, right? First, find Jada's vibrator, because she knows she has one. Find her vibrator. Find a bitch that has herpes. Stick it in the herpes, bitch. Put it in a Ziploc. Bring it back home. Put it back on the dresser.
Jesus Christ, this guy is. I love Jules. That's my
I
nigga.
tell you,
Let's up
bro.
the let's up the ante. Find a bitch that got AIDS. Find a bitch that got AIDS. Put it on her shit because you know these girls like the rose, right? Make sure she squirt all over that shit, right?
You know what I'm
Boom, get
saying?
that shit right back.
Put
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit right
yeah,
in
yeah.
the juice. Put that
Slow,
shit right in the juices, bro. In the juices. You
slow death. You mean
know what I'm saying?
slow. Yo, you know what's funny? I was watching a video on how Jada Pinkett Smith has just been lying her ass off just to sell this book, right?
Oh, I seen that
This
shit. I seen that shit where the white joint was like, yo, what the fuck is she talking about? Pac was only in Rikers for a month. And when he was in Rikers for a month, his joint was right nearby. She visited him every day.
and you know what's
Jada
funny?
Jada don't got nothing to talk about but people that she fucked and entanglements, bro.
That shows you how untalented she is. And you know how they say women always try to date up and shit like that. Men have been consistently dating down. This is what the fuck we get. So word to the wise kids, date someone that's on your level and not of a piece of shit like Jada because God, it's every day, bro. Literally, it's
I'm
every
saying, Will is
fucking
a
day.
listen, man.
I mean, it's getting to the
I
point.
said he got sprung, man. That's how that happened. She gave him a little slice of pussy, and he just probably never had that kind of pussy. He probably
He,
had like
she, she
mid
probably ate his
pussy and
ass. She probably ate his
some
fucking
some
ass. Word
it's
of
some
God.
shit. Cause like
Some
I
sick
never I
ass
never
shit.
looked at that joint like why is he with this talentless bitch? There's so many better bitches in Hollywood to be fucking than this bitch. What the
Yeah, I
fuck?
judge Will Smith more and more every day, every time she opens her mouth. It's like, okay, at a certain point,
Me
Will, at a certain point, you knew.
Sanaa Lathan. He
Yo, bro,
alone.
get your Felix Verdejo on. This is what I keep trying to tell people.
There were so
Get your
many
FV
joints.
on.
There's so many delicious chocolate ebony caramel joints you could, and you end up with this little bit. And she don't even got an ass. Like, fam, this bitch has no ass. She ain't got no body. You got legs, nothing. Like, what is
She don't
the
have hair.
attraction here, man?
You
She
know
didn't
what?
even
Can
have
I say
hair.
this real quick though, Jules? It's the year for the righteous boxing fan. All these dudes is fumbling shit. We got PBC, we got Showtime. We got Buatse losing fights ever since he left Matchroom and turned down
There
Bivol
we
for a light heavyweight
I'm
go.
title
saying.
shot. Talk
I'm
There we
about it.
saying.
go.
Shh, shh. London runs boxing. Tell me again how Eddie Hearn staying at Matchroom was the wrong move, London. Tell me.
So,
Did it
oh,
work out for O'Coley? Did it?
London
Look
talk.
at
We
Jules.
need to
This is
hear.
a main one. This is a main one talking shit. I'm like, yo, I don't know what you got against Eddie Hearn, but it's not working out, bro. You wanted O'Coley to go over there. He went
You
over
guys
there.
heard the news about the
Didn't
Buatsi Aziz fight?
Buatsi said because he
Yes,
wanted that?
sir.
Didn't Buatsi? Didn't Buatsi say he wanted that Sky megaphone because they wasn't promoting him?
Right, right. Bro, he's killing it, bro. He's like fucking like Frank Sinatra now, bro. He's all over the place now, bro.
Yeah.
He's walking
Jules,
next
can I
to
ask you another
AJ, and the
question?
bitches are like, "Who's AJ?" Are like asking Buatsi, "Who's that guy?"
Jules, let me ask you, what do you think about Boxer and the recently new deal with NBC for exclusive content for Boxer? What's your opinion on that?
They are such strange bedfellows, bro. It makes absolutely no sense for NBC to do it that way unless it's in addition to that. If you told me NBC wants more boxing on their streaming platform, so they're going to jump into bed with Marv Nation, they're going to jump into bed with all these different people, and in addition to that, you have Boxer, then it would make sense. But right now, I'm thinking, look, I like a lot of they fighters. I like Carolyn Dubois. I like Carousel. I like them. You know, who do you think in America though? Like what do you think is going on here, bro? You
Yeah.
think in the afternoon Americans are looking for Carolyn Dubois versus Guatemalan journeywoman?
Yeah.
Nope.
It doesn't make to me. It doesn't. Honestly, I'm like, look, it's dope. I'm probably gonna end up subscribing so I can keep following. But in a business sense, I don't understand it unless there's more that they're gonna do. I don't understand it.
The only
That
way
makes
that
makes no sense to me.
It's crazy. It's absolutely so left field. I did not see that coming.
What's going on, Rachel? What's going on, Nonito? That if it were part of a catalog, an effort, like, okay, well, you got a little bit of DeBella, a little bit of Marv Nation, and in addition to that, you have some UK shows, I could see. But for NBC, who hasn't been doing boxing in the last couple of years, they haven't been doing boxing, you know? It's like all of a sudden, left field, you're gonna show UK boxers. Okay, why didn't you get some American boxers?
Yeah.
And you know, like diverse, like yeah, you can have the UK content. I'm not knocking that, but you know, Americans, you know how Americans are. They're very xenophobic. So you gotta. This could be like a side order, but for you to just do that, and you are you gonna add anything to that?
I agree. It's strange.
It just doesn't make it. It would have made more sense. Which is boxing is the one thing that just it never makes sense. That boxer shows ideally should be on ESPN. Why? It's a sports network. All sports, all the time. That would have made sense. And y'all did show Marshall versus Shields. Y'all did show Khan versus Brook. Eubank versus Smith. That's how we watched it. So a bigger commitment from ESPN would have made sense. This, like, boxer on Peacock. It's not that it's bad. It's just that I don't know how many people on Peacock
on Cockpit. On Cockpit, wow, that's terrible.
I'm saying that shit.
But it's like at least get on Fox Sports or something. My God.
Yeah, like it's just they're strange. They are very strange bedfellows. Now let's say this. I'm just bouncing ideas around.
Let's ask you before you do anything. Are they stranger bedfellows than Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie?
Not because he was fucking the shit out of her. You could see that. He's fucking the shit out of her. Who wasn't at that time? She was prime Angelina Jolie. But let's say that the PBC ends up over there. That would round it out. I'm not saying they are, and I haven't, you know. But if they did, like, let's say, okay, well, the new broadcast partner for PBC goes back to being NBC, and in addition to PBC shows here in America, you will also get boxer shows in the UK. That would round it out. But right now, it's it's very strange if you just have that. Like, well, I mean, that's cool, but I don't know how many people. None of their fighters are built. They're not built yet. Like Frazier's not built. He's not a draw over there. You think he's a draw over here? He's not built yet. Buatsi, he's not built yet. He's not done. He's not a draw over there. You think he's a draw over here? You think people, Mom, I gotta watch the Buatsi fight? Nah, fam. So it's very odd that that's y'all stake in the sport, but unless there's more to it, I don't imagine it's gonna draw very many eyes. Just being honest, you know, it's got to be in addition to.
I don't think it needs to draw eyes. I just think it needs to be on a platform so Al Heyman can sell it like he did and ditch out like he did in the music industry. Made a lot of money, pissed off everybody. They threw his ass out. It was like, okay, moved on to boxing. Made a lot of money, pissed everyone off, and now he's moving on out to the next hustle.
That's all I see. Like they just keep kicking you off of networks, bro. That's the story of you. Rickstar says, "Happy B-Day to Chris. Go get some mini midget sized pussy and eat that tiny ass." Word, man. Shag them midgets.
Some sick.
I'm saying,
Chris, I don't want to hear that from you, brother. I want to hear that after what you've been saying.
Chris, now is a good time. Listen, bro. Get on the bus, get on the train, go to Brooklyn, go to Roosevelt Ave, see what's out there, bro. It got to be a nice little midget with some titties out there.
Yo, bro. Yo, Jason. So if I go to Roosevelt Ave, you gonna go with me, Jason? Huh?
Hell no, I ain't no degenerate.
I'm saying,
So,
but
so I'm degenerate. Yo, fuck you, Jace.
so it's a very strange situation between Peacock and Boxer. But for what it's worth, I'm probably gonna subscribe because okay, if this is the official home of Boxer shows, there are one or two careers that I am following, three or four that I am following, and it's only about I think $5 a month. So I'll probably subscribe, probably. But I'm not your average boxing fan, and you know that. So I don't speak for that majority. The majority of people are like, well, what else do they have? What do they have? So, you know.
They need to get their fighters a fucking big win, bro. I think, like you remember Matchroom had their dog days in the early 2000s. Like, Frank Warren and Frank Maloney were the head guys in Britain, and our British compatriot can attest to that. But they got some good fighters, they got some good wins, and what really pushed Matchroom over the edge, I'm not even going to say it was the Joshua thing. It was Carl Froch versus George Groves at Wembley. Once Eddie Hearn showed that he could put that stuff on, that's when Matchroom, really got pushed to the rafters. Because there was times in the 80s and 90s that Barry Hearn was just, struggling. There was there was a whole bunch of guys like
that's true. Yeah.
Who else? Mickey Duff, that Jarvis guy. There was a lot of
McHennessy.
people, man.
Yes, a lot of
Yeah.
so it was but I'll say this, that I would say that what put him over the top, at least in America, that made a splash, that came here, was Joshua guy, man. That's what normalized Americans in the middle of the afternoon watching UK shows is Matchroom, and that started with AJ. It wasn't Groves versus Froch that was big in the UK. That was not big here. But AJ versus Klitschko, oh, that was big everywhere, bro. That was big in the UK, big in Germany. It was big enough here that like I said, HBO got 800,000 views with that in the evening, not even prime time hours for a boxing match. In the evening and afternoon, 800,000 views, another 600,000 on Showtime. That was the game changer that I seen, that normalized people. All of a sudden, you got Americans talking about fucking Dillian White, Lee Wood, all these fighters that's over there. That all started with the AJ kid. All of that.
Yeah, but Grooves, Froch had 96,000 people at Wembley Stadium, so
Grooves Froch is hilarious. Holy shit! But I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off when he got parked, bro. Groves, because the first fight, man, Groves fought his ass off. He got robbed of a fucking victory. Then the second fight, Farrell Crotch just hit him with that hook right hand and slept his shit in front of his bitch, man. Terrible. Like, imagine you're his son like that. What happened in the second fight? I got punched. That's just like niggas slapped my shit. Like I really couldn't do anything. Niggas punched me mad
Y'all
hard in my
motherfuckers
face.
got too much time on y'all hands, B. I'm smoking a cigarette.
Well, why y'all laughing? Why y'all laughing?
What? Because we got Ben Shalom in the chat, bro. Ben Shalom has entered the chat.
One of y'all as a reporter? Yeah, how much they pay, motherfucker? Like I take the job. I ain't know you. I take a motherfucker. I can move out.
Motherfuckers got too much time on their hands, B. I'm about to smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back.
On the serious note,
it would be even more. It would be even more hilarious if that was real.
On the serious note, though, one thing that Sky and Ben Shalom could really do with is like the leadership of Adam Smith, because when Adam Smith was at the helm or Matchroom was there, things were running a lot smoothly.
But you got to remember, at Matchroom had the fighters, and Matchroom had a proven product. So at the end of the day, how great was Adam Smith? Because let's look at it. The greater you are is you can fix a product that is unknown to people and make it, as exciting as it possibly can be. Because think about it, Sky, like it's easy to sell fucking it's easy to sell fucking Nassim Hamed. I'm just talking about fighters all across, the time Sky's been prominent. It's easy to sell these type of fighters. It's not easy, and it's incredibly hard to sell unknown commodities. So I can't put that up to Adam Smith. And objectively speaking, once Matchroom left Sky, it was going to be a Herculean and colossal sized task for anyone to undertake that fledgling promotion and make it as big as Matchroom.
That's a very good
Matchroom
point.
is
That's true. That's true.
Matchroom is still big, man. Like it's ridiculous, man. Like yo, people don't understand. As great as the fighter is, like sometimes acquiring the signature of a premier fighter can make your promotion be looked upon as more preeminent than what it really is. You
Yeah.
understand? And that's just what happens. I can't
Chris.
put that all onto Adam Smith.
Oh no,
What's up, Jason?
no.
I
What's
want
up,
to go back to
Jason?
something I want to go back to something you said earlier about how PBC needs a win and how you pointed out Matchroom had a win. PBC can't get a win because they can't buy a win for any of their guys versus anybody of note. Like, and the reason for that is that they don't develop. They get the leftovers of Top Rank and Matchroom and Golden Boy and whoever else they can scrunge
But
up.
think about it like this. This is how, like, you know how we bring up Tuck Stunt Nyambiar. That is a perfect example of how terrible their farm system is. You don't put Tuck Stunt Nyambiar in with Gary Russell and fucking Chris Colbert back to fucking back. What is wrong with you people? Especially he's a blown up 126. When he beat up Claudio Morero, that's when you get him a fight, a title shot at 26 against somebody who's not as dangerous as fucking Gary Russell. That was horrible. Like that was so horrendously bad. Like I just looked at him like, hey, you fucked up this guy's career. I understand Tuck Stunt Nyambiar's career would have been stifled because of injury.
So someone was playing the Titanic song. I'm
what the fuck was that all about, man?
What happened?
Sorry,
Did I go in and out?
Sorry.
No. It's like someone played the Titanic song, like "You're here."
Sorry.
Something I feel.
No, it's reminiscent of the ship sinking, so I thought it was appropriate.
Yeah. It's crazy. My thing is Leonardo DiCaprio should have let King Winslet die. That's so terrible. Just let that motherfucker
Chris, you
freeze.
ain't shit, man. What the hell, bro?
I know. What's wrong with you,
Nah,
man?
bro.
It's fucked up, man.
Bro. Nah, bro. Because at the end of the day,
I know you hate
I
women,
wanna
but
die.
Jesus.
No. I love me women, but like, yo, bro, come on, dude. It's called self-preservation. Oh, y'all out of here, bud. Y'all gonna freeze to death in that water? That's what y'all telling me? Y'all gonna freeze to death?
I mean, let's be real. I mean, if he was a black lead, he would have even made it halfway through the film. They'd have found some way to get rid of him. So
yeah,
even one of the guys who fell down when the ship broke in half, just pinballing all of it off the pipes, like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, at least cool. If I'm ping-balling off all the pipes, bro, I'm dead. Like one of these pipes hit me in my neck or hit me in the side of my head, I'm gone. I can't really do anything but that. But this is my chance to survive in this cold ass. Fuck you.
You ain't gonna feel anything after the first minute. It's that cold, hypothermia sets in, brother. You start feeling warm, in fact.
I start feeling warm until that warmth just goes, because that's your body's last ditch effort to say, yo, but bro, after this, you got to die a terrible death.
I will say this though, I couldn't help but laugh hysterically every time, to the point where whenever I was watching the movie with some of my exes, they would look at me, give me the look when she goes, "I will never let you go," and then immediately lets them go and watch them sink in the water. I busted gut laughing every time.
and the woman around you looking at you like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go too, because fuck you.
That's pretty much exactly that went. But I'm like, I can't help it. Like, she literally said she wouldn't do it, and then she does it. How is that not comedy?
Y'all remember the part where she's crying and she says, like, "Jack, come back." Like, if that was me, I'd have been like, "Ha, I got you, bitch. Thought I died, didn't you?"
Got you, bitch. You're funny as hell, bro. You're funny as hell.
Nah, Chris is gonna be that antagonist of the movie who grabbed a random girl, probably away from her parents, says, "Please, she's all I have," and then gets in the boat. That's what Chris is gonna be.
Yep, you got to survive. You don't even like your parents like that. Let's stop the games. They wasn't your mans. Like, they judged you on who you went out with. They called you fat behind your back. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to pay for fucking you're gonna have to pay for fucking nursing home bills.
Man,
I stopped that from that, right?
all I know is if I was on the fucking Titanic and it was going down, I ain't going down with the fucking ship. Fuck that.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that.
Yeah,
Well,
y'all can go
PBC,
down with it. I'm not.
PBC might not have a choice. They going down with this ship because
Did y'all
know.
know because I saw that movie, I'm afraid to get on cruises?
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
I'm shit. Like I swear I will not get on a boat or a cruise because of that.
Yo, bro, I'm scared. I got scared of being on the plane, but I'm not gonna say this. I'd
Oh, I had a
rather
fear of
be in.
flying for years, bro.
Yeah, I'd
Years.
rather be. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd rather be in a plane crash than fucking, be in a fucking cruise hitting a fucking
No,
iceberg.
man.
Because
You know what freaked
yeah,
me the fuck out is bull sharks. Them motherfuckers swim up into like freshwater lakes. They can actually attack you in fresh water.
Oh,
yeah, I'm cool.
And
I'm
they're
cool about
nasty. They're
that.
like more foul than great whites and shit, dude. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I ain't
I'm
fucking with
good,
that.
bro.
Back to what I was saying.
Hey,
You
Jules,
know,
how you doing, man? What's up?
I'm doing
Hey, Jules,
fantastic.
how many cigarettes you smoke today, you degenerate bastard?
Not that many because I clip them. I told you I don't smoke them all in one sitting. I cut them in half. In a nutshell, to get
That's
back to
good. At least you're doing that, man. That's good.
in a nutshell, Showtime basically shot themselves in the foot by ignoring the market that they were supposed to be catering to. If you want a simple explanation as to why, after 37 years of covering boxing and showing boxing, that Showtime is now out of the sport, which is not a good thing, not for them, right? But the easiest way to put it is you ignored your consumer base. That's what you did. You kept giving them filler fights and substitutes and ignoring them, ignoring the fights that people really wanted to see because something like this doesn't happen by accident. If the numbers are good, then they will renew. Not only would they renew, they would have given you a bigger budget every single year to do more shows and bigger shows because they're getting something back from it. If they ended up leaving, it's because they weren't getting anything back from it. It's very simple. And you could say, because I know what the narrative is going to be. Well, Amazon wants them. Well, the Zone wants them. Yeah, but that's not 37 years of history in the sport. Don't you understand that? That you drove Showtime boxing into the ground. You don't get that? You drove them into the ground.
This
When
isn't Fox.
HBO left boxing, they were actually in better standing when they left, much better standing than you are now. How do I know? It was the Cecilia Breakers versus Kaylee Reese fight. Ask me how many people watched that fight, guys.
How many, Jules?
Close to a million. Close to a million.
Shout to Kaylee Reese though. Shout to her.
Wow.
I love Kaylee Reese. Shout out to the Virgos. I love Virgos.
Virgo's
Close
a
to a million.
psychopath, but I love him too though. My
I
pocket's
mean,
Virgo. Shout to her.
Virgos and Capricorns is cool, man. We like cousins. Listen, 800,000 people watched that fight. 800,000. And this was years ago, bro. Remember, women's boxing only got more popular over time. But those were great.
Jules.
I'm not because of me. Those
Shut up,
great.
bro.
Those
Stop
were.
that.
Hey, shut the fuck up. I'm talking. All right, now 800,000 viewers for what was HBO's swan song in boxing. That's way better than the average numbers that you get for a boxing match here today. Think about 5 years of waiting for Crawford versus Spence so that it doesn't do a million buys. And what the fuck was the wait for?
You think HBO would have allowed fucking Terrence Crawford to go through that shit, bro? HBO would have found somebody for Crawford to fight. That's why I know Crawford missed HBO, because once Crawford was HBO, like, hey, we may not have that guy for you, but we have somebody else for you. Because HBO did not play that shit at all. That's why I miss HBO.
You know what I'm saying? Like all this different stuff that you're seeing, because it gets convoluted. The narrative moving forward from the usual suspects is going to be the PBC has value because Amazon want them and PB and the Zone want them. Yeah, in addition to, bro. Yeah, it's not a secret that the Zone wants boxing. It's not a secret that the Zone wanted to corner the American boxing scene. But you don't even want PBC to go over there. For some reason, your broke ass wants them to go to Amazon. So you can do what? So you can watch them on fucking Cody, you bum?
Yeah. So you can charge it to your food stamps.
Like this. know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy to me that people like that exist. That I'm like, yo, dog, like it would be better for everyone for them to either go to ESPN or go to DAZN. That's the most idealistic scenario, to expand the catalog of boxing matches that either an ESPN or a DAZN shows, to thereby expand the audience. I would say ideally, hell, let them go to ESPN, man. I would love for Top Rank to beat the shit out of 95% of that stable. We could get that if they were on ESPN. Let them go over there. But even not that. Okay, you got Golden Boy, you got Matchroom, and imagine value for money. You also have PBC. Now, no, I'm not a big fan of their shows. I'm not, but somebody else might be. And if you could get all that boxing content from just one service provider for either one monthly fee or one annual fee, that would be the most idealistic scenario. That would be better for the consumer and the growth of the sport and the market. Because if you're on DAZN, that means you have a UK broadcaster, you have an Australian broadcaster, you got a broadcaster that caters to several markets around the world. So now your fighters are getting a level of exposure that they literally weren't getting before, because there was this idea that Showtime, yo, dog, ain't nobody in Germany worried about no Showtime. The fuck are you talking about, bro? People around the Showtime is a domestic network, bro. They're not even as big as like Sky Sports is huge. Sky is actually a big network. It's big, real big. Showtime ain't nothing but a premium cable network in America, bro. You're not that big. You think people on the street in Watford are talking about Frank Martin? Like, what are you, retarded?
And it's a shame because I know a lot of Brooklyn
Jules, your favorite guy.
What do you think? You think they in Brixton sitting around talking about Rendezvous? Yeah,
well, I mean, I know a lot of Brooklyn can't even watch Showtime cards, and they want to see their fights. And it's a shame.
And long.
Hey, Jules, Ben Shalom wants to know if you still want the job.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like in a nutshell, just to summarize the conversation and summarize, it's easy to point out all the symptoms, but then you say, okay, well, what would prevent this from happening with a different broadcaster moving forward? What would be better for the business and the robustness of the boxing market in America, the domestic market? What would be better is consolidation, because if you're paying attention, what's happening now is not exclusive to the sport of boxing. It's literally Disney. It's all of them. They're going through a consolidation effort, shutting the excess and focusing on what works. That's why Showtime is being absorbed and consolidated into Paramount. Yeah, boxing needs that. Boxing needs more consolidation, more bipartisanship, and less division. You need to make fights. You're in the fight game, right? It's the fight business, so make fights. Very simple. It's very simple. It's not complicated. But y'all don't want to make, and you heard Leonard say it many times over the years, that we want to make attractions. You could be,
gotta pay what you weigh. Gotta pay what you weigh.
Pay what you weigh. Fucking moron. Just get the bagels, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, go get the paper clips, man. We need the box of paper clips. Go get them.
It's Floyd's name. It's Floyd's name outside the building, not yours, Leonard. All right? You're the equivalent of the guy who parks cars so they don't get tickets in the morning, bro. They left you in charge of that. Hey? You motherfucker talking like he in the Forbes 500, Fortune 500. Just shut the fuck up, bro. You had one fighter to promote and he left.
World's most successful water boy, Leonard Ellaby.
Fucking jackass. And you told on yourself, because for all these fucking years, you've been getting that foo goatee. Now we know you were dying it, because the very next month, you got a full-blown Santa Claus situation going on, bro.
But he Black Santa.
Like you could tell he was dying that shit. Like, how your shit went from that to this Papa Smurf looking shit? How did that happen? The fuck you seen the burning bush? You see Charlotte Heston? You see?
Yep, I seen it.
But his whole shit turned white, bro. Probably looked at. You know what it was? He saw Al Heyman's junk.
No, what it was, he saw Jay Prince. That scared the shit out of him. That's what it was.
Hey, he couldn't handle thick and veiny, man.
I'm just saying.
Not only was
He
he
was
dying that
keeping
shit,
it
he was
too
he was
long
drawing he
for
was
him.
drawing it on with magic marker and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the shit. When you surmise that entire just everything that we've been talking about and in as consolidated as possible, basically what they did that backfired is they ignored the customer. That's it. In one sentence, you ignored the customer because the main gripe that many of us had was the matchmaking needs to be better. You know that was the main gripe that we had: quality control. The matchmaking needs to be better. It needs to be more ambitious. You know, you shouldn't marinate these fights, especially if they're your fighters. A prime example is Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. Top Rank didn't make us wait for that. We got that shit in a jiffy. Top Rank didn't make us wait for no fucking Valdez versus Navarrete. We got that shit in a jiffy. You know, you got two guys, and God bless them and their families. But there is no reason for you to be marinating no motherfucking Plant versus Benavidez. Are you out of your mind? What the fuck do you think? What do you think is gonna happen?
We're going to get Shakur versus Navarrete, and the only marinating we're get is they're both fighting on the same card against two other dudes.
That's
Next
not by
card,
accident.
them.
That's not by accident.
That's it. It like you're marinating fights that are supposed to be on the regular schedule because what you want to do is maximize earnings, not realizing you cannot apply that formula to everyone. You're doing this based on the success of Maypac, but this ain't Manny and that ain't Floyd. And they don't have the alternatives that, you know, because Manny and Floyd had alternatives to each other that while they were not fighting for 5 years, there were other big names that they fought that still made for big fights. Yeah, Caleb and David don't have, like, no, fam, what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck do you think cares that David Benavidez beat David Lemieux or Romer Angulio, bro? Nobody cares. You're wasting our time, your time, the broadcaster's time, and money. You're just wasting time needlessly because you got a good fight right there. Two unbeaten champions. Sink or swim, boys. Whoever wins this fight, you get a pay increase. You got to work your way back. No, we're not going to cut you. We're not going to throw you away, but sink or swim because this is a business, all right? You can't coddle both. This is a business.
And Jules, all they had to do with the welterweight division, as soon as Crawford beat Jeff Horn and Spence beat Kell Brook, they fight each other. They're going to get at least one rematch out of that. Meantime, they can fight Garcia, Porter, everyone else, and by the time they're done with that second rematch, here comes Boots Ennis, the next generation.
Hello.
What
You could have either, if you would have did it then, which is what I said immediately after their fight, if you would have had Errol fight Terrence in either 2018 or 2019, right? Instead of fighting Sean and Danny and Ugas, right? If he would have fought him then, oh yeah, he still would have lost. It would have been a little bit more competitive because he wasn't struggling as much to make the weight, and it was before the car accident. He would have put up a better fight, but he still would have lost. However, he would have had those fighters to rebound with. He would have had Danny. He would have had Ugas. He would have had Sean. You did it in reverse. Now he has nobody to rebound with. Because you're so fucking smart. This is a star. Yeah. Fucking idiots.
Well, they have such a commanding a command of the 154 division, so they're sure you find somebody for Spencer rebound. Oh wait, no, they don't. It's Tim Zoo's division.
I don't have anybody. You know that if you would have did it then, yeah, you could have either did a trilogy. If you would have did it then, you could have either gotten a trilogy out of it, 3 Crawford versus Spence fights, or maybe he loses. What the fuck? Who the fuck keeps texting me? Okay, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, fucking people always texting me. You could have either gotten a trilogy with Terrence and Errol, or you would have had those alternatives for Errol to rebound with, and they would have been viable. You know that, have him fight Danny Garcia, have him fight Sean Porter, have him fight Ugas, have him fight Manny because Manny was still around at that time. You did it backwards, so now you don't have a lot for Errol to do. Yeah. He's got a rematch clause. Who fucking cares? Do you think that 1 million people are going to buy the rematch after the ass whooping he just took? Do you think you're gonna sell more pay-per-views? No.
It's gonna be just like Wilder. I know it's just gonna be like Wilder Fury 3. It's just gonna be like Wilder Fury 3. Did less than Wilder Fury 2.
Somebody's gonna drive Jules nuts with all that texting, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just turn your notifications off, please.
Yeah, I'm
I
about
just
to
want to
turn it.
say,
I'm about to fucking put the shit on silent. Like, fuck off. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
fuck.
but if we're gonna be honest about Errol Spence, I think the downfall of Errol Spence is on Errol Spence. Because I never expect really that Errol Spence was going to be the same after that car crash, and that was on him. I'm sorry, people. You can blame the
Oh, no, he's a
promotional
party
company
animal.
all you want, but going into a Ferrari, get ejected from the car, that's on you, guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not on anybody else.
You could have killed somebody. Shit, especially
Well,
not only
no, but look, like, car accident will leave permanent shit on you. Like, I've been hit by a car. I can still pop my ankle. To this day, I got hit when I was 12, and I could pop my. You probably can't hear it, but I could pop my ankle. I couldn't even do that before. So I can only imagine the effects of being ejected from a Ferrari at what 90 miles an hour, landing on your face. Smooth move, bro. And no, I don't have pity or sympathy for drunk drivers. I don't, because you could kill someone, not just yourself.
It's amazing how he didn't get any legal trouble for that too. Like, it's really weird.
got off scot free. I think he went community service or just something, barely anything.
You could have killed somebody. The whole point is that most of this is just the self-inflicted wound, because this music guy thinks he can create a biosphere in boxing. Boxing at its best doesn't work like that. And boxing, like any sport, is really at its best when it's most accessible to the consumer, when most people can see it and access it and watch it and talk about it. The move, even I want to say that some things predate the PBC. Some things, some of the decline that you're seeing, it predates the PBC, because from the get, boxing on premium cable networks, and I know that HBO was the gold standard and that stuff, but that kind of heralded the decline of boxing in America. It kind of did, yeah, because not everybody had premium cable. Some people only had basic cable. Not everybody had HBO. So that in and of itself limited the size of the audience. That, yeah, boxing was bigger in the days of an Ali and all those people than it went on to become. And even though, yeah, Mayweather, Pacquiao, yeah, that's one fight, bro. How many fights in between were there? Okay. The bottom line is that sports, believe it or not, are for the common man. They are. You tried to market sports as a luxury product. When you put it on a premium cable network, that's essentially what you're doing. You're marketing it as a luxury product. So less people are going to have access to it, right? And less people are going to see it. Less people over time, on a long enough timeline, they're going to stop talking about it. Why? Because less and less people watch it.
But Jules, that's just so wrong, because after all, the Super Bowl is behind a pay-per-view, the Stanley Cup's behind pay-per-view, the NBA Finals. Oh wait, no, they're not. They're all on free TV.
So case in point.
Are you using logic, Jules, nigga? Are you do some motherfucking logic to explain to these people? How fucking dare you?
All sports, some of the biggest sports that have athletes that earn far more than your average boxer. You could walk into a barber shop and see the fucking PGA Tour, bro. You could walk into mad places and see these things. You have access to them, and ideally, that is what you want. Now, in this new environment, which is inhospitable, as you can imagine, the act of consuming content has become so customized that you don't even get that spillover. You know, people that just want to watch Stranger Things, they're not going to see an ad for a PBC or any of that shit. They just want to watch Stranger Things. People that are into the MCU, well, you're not going to see an ad for anything, bro. They just want to watch superhero movies. So at least before, when you had the basic cable thing and the premium cable thing, you could at least rely a little bit on spillover, that if we advertise this enough, and then if enough people talk about it, we'll get some other eyes that we don't normally get. Yeah, those days are, at least for now, they're gone. At least for now, yeah, they're gone. At least for now. Spillover is not even what it was. The idea of spillover now is social media. That's your best bet at spillover. That there's something so big that it's on Twitter and it's on Instagram and it's on Facebook and it's on YouTube. Very few things move the needle that way, though. Very few fights move the needle that way. It's not even like it was before. So the best thing to do is consolidation. There's already a market out there. You know that. There are certain advantages to being with a DAZN. It's a global market that caters to several different territories. So you get a level of exposure with them that you literally were not getting on Showtime. I don't know what this misapprehension was that Showtime is this huge network, but no, it's not. Okay. And it's not even a sports network. I've been saying it on repeat for years. Most of the people there are not there for fucking Bellator, not there for PBC. Most of them are there for the TV shows. So, you know,
There for Friends reruns.
well, I mean, if
Yeah,
they even show Friends, you know what I'm
I
saying?
just
But
want to say real quick that today I'm sold on Haney versus Prograde pay-per-view. Even though I think these guys are not pay-per-view attractions, I'm still gonna buy it, but I just fear that it's not gonna do ideal numbers. You know.
we'll see, we'll see. I mean, that's on pay-per-view because, well, the fighters want a lot of money. And look, we'll see with that because I don't think it belongs on pay-per-view. I like the fight. I very much like the fight, and I have every intention of buying it. But when you
Mhm.
say that something belongs on pay-per-view, there has to be a grassroots demand on the ground to see that fight. Is it a good fight? Yes. But were people asking for it? No. Nobody was asking. Nah, nobody was asking for that. Nobody was. They might have asked for Haney versus Lopez. Oh yeah, they asked for that. Uh, Haney versus Davis. Yeah, they were asking for that. I don't got nothing against these two fighters, but if we're speaking to, was there a grassroots demand that justifies this being billed as a pay-per-view aside from you wanting a lot of money? Yeah, there wasn't one. There wasn't
Mhm.
one. But who's asking
Man,
for this?
man, I hate saying this because I want fighters to make as much money as possible, and I think I've said this before to the point of annoyance. But these guys need to stop with the multi-million-dollar paychecks. Like, get your 700,000, which most doctors don't make. Fight more times a year, and there you go. You'll probably make even more money than you would have for these one or two fights, and just and everything's healthier.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is the purses have, what fighters are fighting for these days. If you look at what fighters were fighting for back in the day, and you say, "Oh, well, the fighters got to," the business model has to be sustainable. Bottom fucking line, or nobody fights.
It's
Bottom
got to be
fucking
cost
line.
efficient.
Got to be cost efficient, bro. Can't just throw money at everybody. Oh, this sport is dangerous. Okay, then be a firefighter, right? No such thing as a free lunch. Everything, even if it's over time, even if it's over many years, everything costs something. Now, you paid those fighters in such a way in the past that it trickled over into the present. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do shit. You frittered away that money. Remember, anything you gave them in the past was an investment. How did that work out? Is there
It's gonna be
any of
really
the
hard.
Waddle and Reed money left?
Nope. But it's going to be hard to walk back, Jules, because let's just to go over to football again real quick. When Deshaun Watson got that $250 million contract, whatever, now all these quarterbacks, many of whom have never won a Super Bowl or even been to one, are getting 250 million, 300 million, 350 million. It ain't walking back. So
Yeah, but I'll say this. In those, I remember when the Yankees signed Hideki Matsui. Remember that guy, Virtuoso?
Yep.
Fastball, he had this great fucking fast, so fucking fast. It was all this fucking hype. And he spent a lot of money to get that fucker. And as soon as he couldn't, I remember he started fucking up, and then that killed that shit. Well, so it should have been like, bro, why are we gonna give a boxer $1 million if he don't generate $1 million? Why? What the fuck are we doing? Because that's what's going on. You want 7 figures? Are you good for 7 figures? Are you good for that? In other sports, you see that things are still running the way they should, more or less. All right. Things are still running the way they should. Boxing is the only sport that kind of moves backwards. What makes sense is what doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, I'll leave it there, fellas. I'm going to go eat some fucking dinner. It's been great. And yeah, I'm going to do relay videos about the same shit. I'm just going to say it in a different way or cover it from a different angle.
all right, thanks for having us, Jules.
And you're gonna gloat and post receipts.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Thanks
advantage
for
of.
having us on, Jules. Much appreciated, man.
Thank you,
I'll
man.
see
Thanks
y'all
for
on the
taking it
next
out
one
high
because
note.
I am gonna go live this weekend. We're not getting Buatsi versus Aziz, but you want my honest
Aw.
opinion? That's not the show I was gonna watch anyway. I was gonna watch Catterall versus Linares.
Yeah,
That's what I was.
the fight right there.
Yeah, so I was gonna go live for that. And then later on in the day, we're gonna get Rocha versus Santillán. Should be a fun little Golden Boy promotion show. I am gonna go live for that, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Catch you later. Later.